Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Ghost in the Machine, a D&D actual play live stream about memory, identity, magic, and politics. I am your Dungeon Master, Matthew Foreman, and we are joined by our usual cast of players. There's no Ty tonight, as I might have said he'd be showing up. He ran into some difficulties. He won't be here tonight, unfortunately. We miss him dearly, but they can all see you now.
Oh, hi!
Everyone can see.
We'll have to ask him about the sprinter in the green next time he's here.
Yeah. That's a thing that happened.
That's a bus you threw him under.
He loved it. He loves it.
Correct.
He likes the punishment.
And you're welcome.
So, before we get started with our recap and getting back to this absolute disaster that we call a campaign, let's just remind people of what we got going on. I'm going to be on Variant Rolls, 6:30 p.m. this Saturday.
Nope.
1 p.m. Central this Saturday. And then I will have my Between the Two Mats, the Mats in the Machine at 6:30 Central p.m. My appearance last week was a lot of fun. We've actually, that group chat of the Variant Rolls people and I has been very lively. We're friends now. And this is going to get awkward when I replace all of you.
Matt calling out Variant Rolls people's names in initiative. He start calling us their character names. Yeah. Why aren't you more like Justice?
Oh man.
And then I believe other people have other things going on.
So starting on February 22nd, not with any kind of set schedule, you can expect to catch live streams of us playing the new hit video game Anthem, which is basically you get to play as Iron Man or the Hulkbuster or whatever, so a lot of exosuit power armor fun. So that'll be a little bit of a change of pace from the normal TP RPG kind of things that we've been doing, but it should be a lot of fun.
It'll mostly be Chase and Rob. I might pop in here and there and play a Storm and be pretty good. I'm really good at the game, so that's fine.
Yeah. I have not played it, but I may also be popping in and out.
So you might see some four-way shenanigans happening.
Four-way robot shenanigans.
I don't promise to be good, but I will probably be somewhat entertaining.
Check out the podcast. How's the podcast coming along,
Yeah,
Roberto?
so I've got all the new episodes that we premiered from our old set last week up on the podcast.
Nice.
I'll have the next set up by this weekend, hopefully, depending on other events.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. We're all pretty busy, unfortunately. But
we do done already.
We do the most for our little love project as much as we can.
That's right. What are we doing Friday?
Divinity.
Are we playing Divinity or are we doing other things?
I don't know.
So we try to play Divinity every Friday. But if life gets in the way, unfortunately Divinity is second hat. But we're trying to play Divinity every Friday.
Other than heavy drug use, what are you guys doing on
I
Friday?
just have Divinity on my calendar, so I guess we're doing Divinity.
Oh, look at that.
Very good.
Drinking NyQuil and then playing Divinity.
No, you usually drink whiskey and play Divinity.
Mm-hmm.
And fun. I will be at band practice.
There you go. And check out our Discord below. Say hi to us. Suggest an NPC that might appear on the Ghost of the Machine. Who knows? There might be one appearing tonight. We'll find out. So, we'll now begin, I guess, the roundtable recap. So I actually wanted to kick it off. I think... Oh, what's up?
One more. Do we want to talk about Sunday?
Sunday, because that's going live. Oh, yeah. I guess, we should.
Isn't it like a maybe at this point, though?
Is it?
So we may be live on Sunday. Make time
Sunday
for
with
us.
the special-
Stick us in your calendar.
Pay attention to
Valentine's
our
Day
pay attention to our Discord and our socials. We will post it if it is definitely happening.
There's an announcement section in Discord, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll go up there as
and-
soon as we know for sure.
And it'll be a vampire love-themed one-shot.
Correct.
Romance, heartbreak, and longing on the Jersey Shore.
I have so much leopard print. I can't get my hair to do the poof thing though.
We'll figure it out.
Lots
we'll
of
fix
teasing
it.
and hairspray.
I don't think I own hairspray.
Haha. Teasing.
And yeah. Okay, great. Good job.
My hair is going
Are
to
we
be
going to
delightful.
start the streak now?
Maybe
Who
next
knows?
week.
Yeah.
So, what happened last week, Prism? I remember I had to impromptu write a smut novel that
That's
Francis was
right.
writing about his longing to
That's right.
love a
Fantastic.
warforged.
It was the only part worth watching.
Yeah, pretty much. What else happened?
We somehow barely escaped.
Where'd you escape? From
The Unguli.
Ungole.
Yeah. City of
And
Unguli.
then little
Where they've got a
worm
ton of undead,
gods
shadowy
and-
things going on.
Yeah,
That's great.
Weird stuff.
Yeah.
Super great.
Oh yeah, it's like this floating spectral thing. Oh, by the way, it's filled with like floating large worms. Like, okay.
You should just be thankful you didn't get hit with one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the people are filled with worms of undecided
And their
origin.
gods. Everything has worms in it. It's all worms.
They also have
And
banshees and
They're
it's all-
higher echelon, so they're all evidently volcano druids that somehow became evil, even though it sounds so cool. But here we are.
And you guys caught a glimpse of the Ungulist, who's the leader of Ungoli.
Yeah,
Who is a dwarf composed of fire that has worms as organs and body parts.
That makes me
That was
happy.
that was
They
a
were
thing.
undulating
Yeah.
in Unguli.
Another thing I remember is that we were able to convince. She had ulterior motives. Your cousin to let Francis to keep the light blade, but unfortunately we have to kill some vampires and kind of
Oh,
topple
no,
a
not
tower.
killing vampires
So-
and toppling against noble. Not that.
Yeah, and the
potentially
tower is
damaging
related.
Dupla.
The tower is also Dupla Croix is invested in that tower.
So it's gonna go over swimmingly.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fun.
Gonna
It's
be
a win-win.
Real
We're not gonna
great.
die. Didn't we also
Easy, quick
convince
in and
your
out.
cousin to release people that she's
We
feeding
did.
to vampires and using as slaves?
That was pretty good. Yeah, that was good. And then I think we rounded out the episode with me summarily defeating Naz in hand-to-hand combat.
Correct.
A nice touching moment between Naz is about where we left off, and you getting your ass squarely handed to you by the Mistress of the Mist.
Squarely handed.
Squarely handed. So, here comes the music. So, Prism. We pick back up in the Golden Stoutman with you guys having had some touching moments and said things to one another on the airship, and then returned to the Golden Stoutman to find Naz. Glitch ended up actually accompanying y'all to the Golden Stoutman, mayhaps, and you guys, we pick back up in the Golden Stoutman. What do you all wish to do?
So before we get too far, is Finnan still on the boat?
To the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, for all you know, he's descended in the city, but you last left him on the boat.
Okay.
You imagine he's not going to just stay there. He's probably in the city fucking around.
That makes sense. Great.
The vampires descending on him in the alley, like a Blade movie.
It's my brother. Stop it.
He's a vampire now.
Was your brother?
I was just making sure we kept track of him after ignoring him for 2 weeks.
Right, exactly.
Yep. Because we went back to the ship and I was like, oh, we didn't say anything about the small one we brought with us.
It's like the fish that we forgot to feed.
He's dead.
Anyway. Lord.
So, what are y'all doing?
I was leaving it for anyone else who wanted to have a scene.
So we're all at the Stoutman.
Yep.
Naz is still there.
Yep.
We've all had a long rest.
You sure?
I kicked your ass.
Well, because is this?
Yeah, you came off of
I
a
was
long rest. You haven't done
sleeping.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's see. I checked in on Alric yesterday.
Yeah.
Well,
Big thing in front of you is you guys got to decide if you want to go wait to attend the concert and then do the vampire stuff. But I mean, basically, your big choice is Trivestment Tower or the Kevin Anders first, or if you want to do them at all. What do you want to do between those kind of three?
Is he not in the Trivestment Tower?
No, he's in his estate.
so Trivestment Tower is owned by Duke LaCroix and has its own host of shenanigans.
Yeah, but he rules over that area of the Fort Mountain Hall. So Trivestment Tower is at least in the same district.
Okay, so if we take down Kevin Andrews, does that give the Tridescent Tower like a heads up that we're coming?
Most likely. And I'm sure if we do it the other way too, it'll give...
Which one's more
Mr.
important to
Andrews.
us?
I do not believe that Carliza gave us any type of priority list. Although she did indicate that
She
Mr.
wanted the tower to
Anders...
burn.
She did. She did indicate that Mr. Anders would be weaker than the previous vampire that we fought.
Right.
Because I don't want to give Duke LaCroix any more warnings than she already has. But
Do we know...
I also don't want to fight her.
Do we know in relation what distance is between the estate and the tower?
Perhaps I can try to find that out. That information.
You can scout it if you'd like to.
Indeed. Gilly, do you not have a concert tonight?
I have a concert whenever Morgan decides we're having a concert.
It's scheduled for tonight, but
So, while we're sitting here in the hut, which I'm sure that's what we're doing,
okay.
So while she collects her thoughts, during my long rest I would have unattuned from my winged boots
Okay.
and attuned to the clutch of the Elder Gods.
Okay.
So I have the clutch of the Elder Gods, the staff of lesser healing, and the nearest bow.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
guys, because we don't have enough problems, we've got a new one.
Oh.
Where's my stuff? Okay, Morgan needs me here at this concert. She has said something to the effect that she's very close to achieving some of her goals. Don't know what that means. But so far, from what we can all tell of her goals, it's probably going to involve some people dying. I don't think I need to explain how I feel about that.
It depends on the people. Gish nobles.
That's not how I feel about it, though.
I believe that
And I
the
think I've
term
made that abundantly clear.
aspect of vengeance was
Right.
thrown out at least once.
Right. And I mean, it's really, really bad, guys. So I think she's trying to ascend.
Are you instrumental in her ability to do so?
I apparently have already unknowingly helped her.
Are you not in allegiance with Mab? Not Mab, sorry. Morgan.
Look, I made a deal in order to help save my sister from becoming a hag. I barely know her. I barely know Morgan. You know, you found out when I found out. All that I know about her.
What are you suggesting is if we were to leave town, not help her in whatever endeavor that she needs, would that be enough?
I don't think so.
Are you suggesting that we actively oppose her?
I don't know what I'm suggesting. All I know is I don't feel good about it, and I don't know what to do.
I mean, what do you think will happen if she ascends?
The world will become more like she wants it to be. More cold, more bitter, more full of vengeance.
Is the
Less
world
full
not
of
already
forgiveness and less...
cold and bitter?
Just because it already has more of that than we might like, doesn't mean we should make it more that. Does it? Is that what you want?
I mean, do you see any other options? I mean, the Gish aren't going to turn around and listen to you. They're not going to stop what they're doing.
So that's a reason for
thousands
of people to die.
You said thousands of people have to die.
What else do you
Depends on-
think is going to happen if that's the way about things?
Thousands of people are already dying. Are you to turn a blind eye to that?
No, but chaotic destruction doesn't help any better.
Morgan doesn't seem like the type for chaotic destruction.
Yeah. Player question. Did
What's
we
up?
already establish what ascension means as a
I don't think as a
game?
group. I don't think
Okay.
so.
Can I roll something to figure
Religion.
out what I know about ascension?
Yep.
Religion dice. Nope. 8.
Oh, you're not sure. Could mean a lot of things. There's a lot of ways of ascending. You know, if you climb up a staircase, that's technically ascending.
I couldn't remember if I talked to Eureka Drill if she said something about it or not.
Not to my memory.
Can you tell us what ascension means and why it's so important?
She
It
wants
sounds
to become a
important.
god on this side of the material plane, on this side of the arresting light,
Okay.
as far as I'm aware.
And is
And
that
the reason that I know this is because Naz told me that their books about ascension, the rites of ascension,
Mhm.
which are extremely well guarded, were stolen the same time that my brother and sister visited the Obfuscarent Spire.
Okay. So, what does she need? What does she need to ascend?
The only thing left is she has to either reclaim a mythical legendary artifact or perform a miracle. A miracle of stopping some sort of catastrophic event.
Okay.
And she has to be witnessed doing it.
I mean,
Those are the only things left for her. She's already done everything else.
And if the concert's where she's going to do it, that would be the place. I mean, do you have any idea? Have you heard anything from Glitch, from Morgan, about,
I don't know. I
do
want
they
to
have
talk to Glitch about that.
lead
But,
on an artifact? Do they have, a miracle they're going to potentially perform? Anything like that?
well, that's the thing. We're heading straight to one. We're heading straight to Gish, where your family's heirloom will be.
Correct.
And we're also heading straight to Gish, where that army of demons is supposed to be unleashed from hell. Both things could do that. If she stops that army from being unleashed, she saves all those people from dying or whatever,
I mean, is that such
then
a
that's a
terrible
miracle. If she reclaims your family's heirloom,
thing? She's not laying a hand on that.
well, my point is, if she does, and we're headed straight there, it's all lined up.
Alright. I mean, none of these things sound terrible. Stopping an army of demons, reclaiming my family's heirloom, neither of those are terrible things.
Maybe not.
Having
but
somebody
it's what
on our
does she,
side with the power of a god, is that really so bad?
Civilians.
Is all you want in your life to be destruction?
I want change, and sometimes destruction is necessary for change. Because at the point where we're at now, I see no other options.
If everybody is constantly turning to vengeance and hatred in this world, and it gets more and more that way, then all we're going to be doing is trying to destroy each other. Don't you see that? It's just more of Gallant. It's just more people putting a gun in somebody's hands. It's just more people trying to do away with each other instead of learning how to live together.
And what is your other option? What other option, what other
I
path
have
do you see?
been working at it.
To do what? What's changed with the Gish? Have they stopped enslaving people? Have they stopped?
Look, I'm just one person.
Correct.
I can do what I can, and I'm trying, alright? But just because trying to do things in a way that values people's lives rather than just sweeping change and destruction. Just because it's not fast doesn't mean it's wrong.
But how many other people have to die before it's fast enough or too slow?
Alright, let's say that she ascends, and let's say that you get your change. How does that change happen?
By rebellion, by revolution.
And what happens in that rebellion? Lay it out
We
for me.
give the people back the power. We help them.
How?
How? That's
Do you want
that's a
Morgan
longer
to rule the
conversation.
people?
Not necessarily.
That's what happens if she ascends. No one can stop her.
And Servilius,
She's not an ally at that point. Do you understand that? We are ants in comparison.
I shall say, I was present for the conversation with that unfortunate creature on our way to Gehenna.
Friaga?
She described what happened in her own world, what became the land of the cold unending, when Mab came into power. As you will know, I was recently given the option, the choice, to sell my soul to Mrs. Kilgast in order to become a champion and enact the change that you all know that I wish to make. In that moment, I decided that I must become better than the Gish. If what that creature said is true, Viraga, and if that is the kind of change that Morgan would bring upon this world, then we would be, in fact, no better than the Gish.
We're only making assumptions that's the kind of change she's bringing upon this world.
So, somebody that understands this god business more than I do. Mab, for all rights and purposes, would be a jealous god if someone tried to usurp her, no matter what plane that was in.
I don't know that much about her nature, but I could say if someone were trying to take something from her that she thought was hers, then sure, probably.
Maybe?
Maybe
Because people can be helped in a different way than giving somebody power who, whether they deserve it or not, might mistreat it.
So what you're all saying is that we need to stop Morgan, essentially. Or overthrow her. I mean,
or at least not aid her in her quest. But if it is that kind of power that she wishes to attain, I would think that the impact to our world would be more drastic than what we are hoping to accomplish through our revolution.
Also,
and how do we expect to stop her? You're not going to change her mind.
I don't know.
You mentioned that Naz knows of her plot.
Naz intends to try to stop her.
would it be enough for you, in this particular instance, for us to leave this conversation that when Naz calls on us, we help her?
I don't know.
And try not to do anything important for Morgan that would give her more power, especially over ourselves, so that we have the ability to help Naz when the time comes. Because I don't think I can do anything right now.
I mean, helping Naz when the time comes means a direct conflict with Morgan.
It does. I don't see any
And
way
what that
around that.
means for you, more so than the rest of us.
No.
And even if you have to side with Morgan because of the
My pact.
exchanges that you made for your sister,
Right.
which is no less noble today than it was 2 months ago? 2 months ago.
Right.
Are you okay with us assisting Naz? Because then it's you or her, and at that point, being your companions, that's your decision. And that decision does not need to be made today.
Right.
It doesn't need to be made right now. Probably not tomorrow.
Naz believes that if Morgan ascends, not only will those changes to the material world, like I mentioned, occur, but she is also firm in her belief that, did she say thousands or hundreds of thousands?
Naz would say hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
She believes that hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people will die.
So, in the long run, Morgan's ascension would break the arresting light and let goodness knows what through.
Who knows?
Maybe
I don't
it's
understand
already
all the meta magics about how the arresting light really works and what happens if that fails.
Would I know?
Roll religion.
The best I know is that the veil that the arresting light holds between the worlds will either be weakened significantly or gone, and the realms will start to bleed like they used to. But that's all I know.
As
Perhaps.
I said
Do you know
before,
any more?
I think
I mean,
there's no decision to be made. I think you made the right decision to bring it to us. I appreciate it.
I would have brought it sooner, but we were just in the thick of everything, and I didn't.
We do have
Time
powerful
to process.
allies. Apologies, I did not mean to speak over you.
It's okay.
We do have powerful allies. Perhaps we could call for aid if we think it will truly come to blows. If this will not be resolved peacefully,
who do we have?
perhaps we could call upon. I do not know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Morgan is our most powerful ally that we have.
Morgan has been the
I'm-
one-trick pony so far.
I do.
Mesa.
That is who I'm thinking of. Yes, the Golden Dragon.
I think there's more there that
And maybe to Sadras.
not that Maeza's heart wouldn't be in the right place, but I think she's lived through so much that one little insurrection like Morgan means nothing.
Maybe, but it's not little. It's world changing.
She saw the world come through an arresting light.
Right.
That's bigger than this.
I'm simply saying yes. If we are this concerned, I believe that we might know people that could lend us.
We could find allies if necessary.
But it sounds like the timetable might be shorter than we anticipate. If there's concert is a pivotal moment.
Well, not tonight. Or tomorrow night, or whenever Morgan decides she's gonna have a concert.
I mean, I don't actually know. The only things that I know could work in her favor are in Gish, whenever we get there and have those concerts. But I have no idea if she's got something else lined up before that.
When is Naz going to attempt to make her move?
I don't know.
Perhaps
She said that's the reason she's in Fort Mountain Hall.
Okay.
She said that, sorry, not she, they said that that's why they're in Fort Mountain Hall. And they believe that Morgan will make her move in Gish, the final move. And Naz has every intention of stopping Morgan before then.
perhaps
So,
we can
that-
coordinate with Naz. Civilis,
Yeah, I do kind of want to have a conversation with Glitch before I really sort much of anything else out.
Yeah, because if you signed a contract,
What was that?
if you signed a contract with Morgan, become one of her knights or whatever, what does that mean if you break that? What kind of penalties are there? There's always a downside.
Right. I'm not saying this is that there's any good option right now. That there's any option that's clean.
the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Right.
Perhaps we should take a respite and search within ourselves. Perhaps the answers will lie there.
We've got vampires to kill.
First things first.
So, about the vampires, though. Okay.
Yeah, Francis pipes up. So,
Just sitting there.
if we could just get back to my blade, securing it, and hunting vampires. Yeah. I don't know what all that was.
Don't worry about it.
I thought we were going to pick you up at Lord Campton's.
No, I just been tagging along.
Oh no.
Didn't realize that he was in there. Okay.
Just quietly sitting in the corner.
Because he has no idea what's going on.
He's in there writing fanfic.
Yeah.
Or his own little fiction.
You just see him peeling some
What?
paint off the windowsill.
Oh, come on.
So,
Blood paint.
Stop that.
what are we going to do about those vampires? Or that tower that I'm not too familiar with?
So either Justice or Selena, and Justice and or Selena, could probably scout out the locations with that.
It's a many-to-many relationship between the combinations of Justice and Sin. I can get a lay of the land.
So,
Just no, there's really no way to put Justice and Selena together. That doesn't sound weird.
Jelena.
Okay.
Shalustus.
Sustus.
Okay, those are definitely less weird than I was thinking. So please proceed.
I do have a few things I would like to do in town. But perhaps we could arm ourselves with whatever we think would be effective in the combat.
is anybody else having flashbacks of, like, that whole still tower bit where we were coerced, basically, into stopping a thing, putting our lives in danger and all that?
Welcome to everything we just talked about.
Just, yeah. And didn't we have a conversation in Mercinia about maybe trying to be proactive about these things instead of being on the reactive foot? And
Well, we always have the option to walk away.
I heard Drasko is lovely this time of year. Sorry.
I don't want to go back there after the war.
so, here's the thing, right? The Trivestment Tower is an interest of Duplacroix.
Indeed.
Will she be at the concert?
She's
don't
in
know.
Mercinia, along with the Cretans, wrapped up in the business that you guys left them.
Right.
They're still settling all those affairs.
Perhaps we have now a
There's
good
a
time.
multi-million gold estate to settle. There's a committee on who ascends, living heirs, disputes, contracts. It's a whole thing when a major noble dies.
Oh,
So
no.
they've got 3 to fill now, don't they?
Yep, the
Yeah.
Baron Hurst Ironfang. They have a position in the church to fill, 2 positions in the church to fill,
Right.
and
No, they have like 5.
yeah,
So
well,
they have
there's also House Norian, yeah.
House Norian,
yes.
Still Tower,
Yes.
The Baronetta. that
The
was
Still
still
Tower
here,
matters probably. This is just for Mercinia, but yeah.
Mercedes.
Yeah, you guys are causing a lot of trouble.
We're a mess.
Oh,
Perhaps.
not that. Darn.
Is there anything that we need to arm ourselves? I have some errands that I would like to run before we attempt to take on or
Is there
plan.
an anti-vampire potion? 'Cause
Holy
that-
water.
Golly
that
Water.
But finding that in a city infested with vampires might raise some
would-
eyebrows.
We know
We do know the
Vice Exemeter Para,
cleric.
yes.
Yeah.
Vice Exemeter. Perhaps she could.
who's probably Exemeter Para by now.
Who we
Probably.
can ask to holy some water.
Pretty sure you guys might still have some holy water.
We do.
I will check my
I do.
D&D.
I have 2 flasks.
I distinctly remember a lack of holy water being thrown last time.
That did happen.
And Billy's life slipping away from her as the vampire regenerated because they
Correct.
hadn't taken any
So if you
radiant
drink the
damage.
holy water, does it
Won't
make
work.
you?
No,
No.
it does not.
Okay.
It
Doesn't work
deals
that
damage.
way,
We'll just-
unfortunately.
We'll just transmute her blood into holy water.
Can I also make holy water?
You can try, yeah. You can bless water. It takes some time.
That was an understatement. Sometime.
It's like 2 weeks or something. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. It's like it's an insane amount of
Time at a
time.
time.
Or
We
4
should
days.
have time.
Well, I'm not making any holy water today. But we can get holy water if we want extra holy water. But we can get holy water if we want extra holy water.
Indeed. I will do the scouting. I also have a couple of errands that I wish to run.
Do you wish to run
How
them
many more
alone?
times are you going to say that?
I am trying to reinforce it.
So, are you running errands?
I am running errands.
What
Errands I'm
errands are
running.
these?
Can I go with?
No.
Oh, that wasn't very
Yeah,
nice.
you should let him
If he's gonna
come.
scout at the same time, he probably shouldn't have full armor going with him.
He's stealthy.
Even though he
you guys
talks
should
to
have
doors
some alone
so
time.
well.
He does.
I could turn off my sword.
Look at.
But you can tag along. That is fine.
Okay, good.
Oh.
You good?
I am fine.
Or do you want me to go with you?
No, I believe that in this instance, the less the merrier.
Then I'm going to enhance your ability to perceive things.
Alrighty.
Thank you, Selena.
You look so much more wise.
What are people doing while Justice goes scouts and shops and errands?
I guess.
You have an hour. Go perceive things early.
Probably just meditate and think things over from our conversation.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna talk to Glitch.
Alrighty. Here's what we'll do. Justice, go ahead. What is your first errand you would like to run? Or would you like to scout first?
Since that is time sensitive, I would like to scout first.
Alright. You can see you can feel your perceptive energy slowly draining.
I'm so perceptive right now.
So you make your way to the area of
You're
Where
also
the-
so insightful.
where you go up the bellows to where the area of the Trivestment Tower is. I believe it's in the Halcyon Condom. No, condoms. Halcyon condoms. It's in the Gilded Rose. So go ahead and roll stealth first of all.
Francis,
Oh, hey!
we were
I
going
forgot
to-
I was here.
We are going to attempt to evade notice.
Oh, I'm really good at it.
I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace on him.
All right, so disadvantage, but plus 10.
Yep.
Or no, actually, it's the Amalgamic Depository. That's where Trivestment Tower is. That's right. I forgot about that.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a sperm bank.
Warehouse and Industrial Logistics section.
No, I don't think that we have that one.
You didn't.
down.
Oh, can you
Never
roll
said it
stealth
before.
for Francis? You got
Yes.
a 3
Oh, my
plus
bad.
something. But you can roll it. You can roll it.
Okay.
Disadvantage plus 10.
Disadvantage. Oh, he did much better with me. Wait.
Plus 10.
His stealth is. That's right. So 24
Okay.
Plus 10, right?
total.
Oh, yeah.
24.
Oh, okay.
34.
No.
I'm amped, man.
So
Yeah,
so as a note, his light goes out to, I believe it's 60 feet. It's 30 and 30, I think. Actually, I think it might even be more than that. But we'll just say
He
it's
turned it off.
yeah. So he powers down the blade, puts the hilt away, puts a shield on his back. He's like,
Do whatever I need to do to make that better.
but as you harness the power of your shadow magics over him, you can hear it. And there's a kind of aura of not silence, but of suppression around you.
Mhm.
And you guys skitter on towards Trivestment Tower. Trivestment Tower is
Magical lubricants.
it sits on the corner of this kind of industrial sector. You can see they've carved out it's almost like a laydown yard of buildings. There's a lot of wide spaces in here, whereas most places we use that kind of hallway and then the facade-like buildings on either side. That's what dots most Fort Mountain Hall. It's like they just like took out a whole swath of mountain to create all these like little these depositories, these warehouses, and these buildings. And there's proper streets and grids in between them. Trivestment Tower on the very far end, like you got to go. You're going very east and very deep. But you eventually arrive past the depositories, past the warehouses, and past all the industrial sector to this lone stone tower that kind of juts out from the mountain wall. It is fat. It is large and wide, and it's fairly tall. 3-4 stories. It's kind of. It doesn't have like a whole lot of windows, I would say, but you see windows, but you doubt whether or not they are transgressible. And that is what you see. There are guards armed with rifles on the outside. They look well armored. These are Grandling mercenaries.
I'm going to try to ascertain the rough number and if they walking predictable patterns.
All right. Roll perception.
And by the way, Matt, just so that you know, because it's important for the stream to know, based off of your description of the building, I wrote down looks like a chode. I'm going to use Gladiosa to help me.
Never change.
That is a 16.
16 perception. So they actually do not have discernible patterns. I'll say you sit there for about an hour and you get a sense. They have circuitous patterns that are not easy to predict. That's what I'll say. It's a very intelligent way of guarding the building. They look serious. These guys are pros.
They are well trained.
They are not like the Golders that you've encountered. They're probably technically still Golders, but these are not run-of-the-mill bottom dollar Golders. Grandly Golders, that's what they're known. These are probably higher tier.
If it is possible, while my Pass Without Trace is still up, I would like to approach close enough in order to use Detect Magic. Figure out what the nature of
30
magic.
feet, I believe, or 60 feet.
Indeed.
It's close.
Is there a shadow nearby, or is it...
I would say no.
Hmm.
That's close.
It is likely safe to assume, though, given the other precautions that they're taking.
It's 30.
30, wow, yeah. Yeah, it is safe to assume that it's somewhat magically warded. However, it's the kind of building that sees a fair amount of common traffic, so it may not be totally insane.
Do I see anyone enter or leave during my time observing?
No.
No outward gates, simply an exposed tower with guards.
Yep. All you have to do is get through the front door.
How tall does this tower appear to be?
I would say 60 feet, 50 or 60 feet. Sounds about right. About 20 feet a story.
I'm just observing it like a nectographic. And do the guards appear to mostly be on the ground?
Oh yeah.
Indeed. Do I spot any movement upon the top?
What was your roll perception again, I'll say, now that you've taken on all this information. I'll say this will be your last roll with advantage.
Thank you. Much better. That would be a 21.
You do. You see someone, that there's someone on the top, and this has one of those, kind of, I don't know what you call it, but castle with the little, yep.
Yeah. Okay. I believe I've gathered enough data for the group. And I was going to try to figure out how close this is to the estate of Mr. Anders.
Okay, so I would say it's within... I would say Mr. Anders, since he has to live here, his barony estate has to be here because of how the Gish laws work. I would say it's, I'd say a 10-minute walk.
Understood. As the bat flies.
No, 10-minute walk.
10-minute walk. So
It'd be half that as the bat flies.
Okay. I believe I've gathered enough useful data for our endeavor.
As you leave, I would say, so as you part ways and start to drive, you do see a kind of wizard-like figure in these very simple dark robes that does walk in, and they seem to just walk in. There's like no security checkpoint on the outside or anything.
Interesting.
If only we knew a wizard.
I don't think that's the way it works. I'll say to Francis,
Oh,
do you recognize the order that wizard is from?
I'm not sure I'm allowed to say, but I know someone who can tell you.
Who would that be?
My employer.
Indeed. Would he be willing to part with that information?
Oh yeah, he's been dying to meet you. I was supposed to get you alone, so we could meet, so you could meet him.
Indeed.
Yeah, totally away from all the others. Completely alone. So, do you want to go meet him?
I must ask, do you know the motivations of your employer?
No, he just said, get Justice alone, away from the others, have him meet me.
Okay.
He said, "Don't take no for an answer."
Splinter in the green.
No mainstream. I'll say,
And you can just see he's like doting over you. He's like,
I'm willing to go with you, but you must promise that you will not allow harm to come to me.
"Oh, I never."
Then take me to your employer.
And as you walk around, he's like, "I would never let harm befall that immaculate form." It's very impressive how you moved back there. The stealth, like a wooden cat.
Indeed, it is my training.
Oh, thanks for that spell. I never learned how to hide. I never saw the point in being sneaky, but I'm starting to see its merits.
That is fine. We all have our strengths, Francis. You can do powerful things which would be out of my grasp.
No, I just learned a few things here and there. So, let's go to Lord Campton. He's been dying to meet you.
He can lay on hands.
Let us hope that your choice of the word dying to meet me is merely figurative.
Ah.
And I will let him lead the way.
All right, he marches on.
I have like so many stops.
Why did he ever let Justice go off by himself?
I'm not
He's not by
He's
himself.
not by himself.
I'm with a trusted ally.
This is a mistake.
This
No,
is
this
a
is
mistake.
fantastic.
This is going to work
Perfect.
really well. I'm excited.
Nothing bad ever happens when we salt the party.
Correct.
So, Gilly, you were going to talk to Glitch.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so you return to your room, and Glitch is there.
Hey, Glitch.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm doing well, and just tagging along so you can, be ready and all that.
Right. So, do you know what's happening at this concert?
Same thing that always happens. Putting on a good show, big lights, big finish, lots of fun.
People getting attacked because it's happened like half the time, if
Oh,
not more.
That's only happened twice in Gish, No one got attacked at the Bridgeton concert.
That's the only one.
So we're one for three. That's not so bad. It wasn't
I
our
don't think
fault.
That's how numbers work.
It wasn't our fault.
I mean, the first one kind of was.
Okay, yes, the first one was. That's right. We did assassinate the Duke of Norien. I did forgive that. But he had it coming.
What do you mean he had it coming?
He just kind of gestures.
What was so wrong with the Duke Norien?
He gestures broadly at everything.
Just Gish things.
He was just like the rest of them. Filthy, stinking noble. You only know how to use others. I mean, he wasn't the most malicious of them, but who cares? I know you're like a noble, but you're not like a noble. You're a noble of the Glide. It's totally different. We actually have traditions and, laws. We're not perfect, but it's not like the South. Not like the Gish.
Right, I mean...
In fact, the more like them we become, the worse we get. That's all I'll say about that.
Don't they do things like kill their enemies ruthlessly?
They do, but their enemies are innocent. Ours are not.
I guess. Well, I think you had something to tell me then.
I do. Let me think. You look really pretty today.
I don't think that was it.
I love the new eyeshadow you have on.
Thank you.
Oh, I think that checks the list.
Makeup that doesn't run.
Oh, that's great.
Become quite partial to it.
You should get makeup that deflects knives off your skin.
I mean, I can cast that armor thing now,
There you go.
so looks like I'm covered in ice, which is really cool.
do have
Get
things.
it? It's cool.
Right.
Ah!
I do have things to tell you, but it's a little early for all that, don't you think? Maybe you could wait just a little longer.
When you say a little longer, how much longer? What do you mean?
Maybe just like a day. I'll tell you before the concert. How about that? I promise.
Are you sure you're not just trying to put it off?
I'm definitely trying to put it off. What do you think this is?
All right. Well.
All right. He just looks at you.
Damn it. Quit it.
It's that smile. It started with that.
You just get lost in those demon eyes.
You're not doing anything. Are you doing anything right now?
So once I felt the spell fade, I would have just checked in with Eureka Drill, and if she didn't have anything to tell me about Modru or Ascension or other shitty things happening in the world, then...
Can you... Hold on. Can you believe that tramp trying to ascend in the material plane?
She's got something to say about it.
Apparently.
You didn't see this coming?
I had my... Listen, there's not a being of that power alive who doesn't entertain the notion. Even I did. I was ultimately successful. But the machinations involved with Ascension... She's a goddess. Eureka Drill's a
Right.
god, in case we're
I'm
all
aware.
not clear,
No,
okay?
no,
What? Big reveal.
Literally the slumbering goddess.
She
Correct.
literally gets carried around
Goddess
on
of
my back.
dreams.
Well,
Where?
yeah, she's just imprisoned, unfortunately.
Correct.
So
For
she,
now.
she says, but the machinations, the steps it takes, I never would have imagined she would have been so far along. I knew that she was scheming, certainly. But the formulas, the steps it takes, I thought all she had managed to do was worship. And I thought, yes, of course I knew she would make a play for the Blade of the Vizier. That's when we were going to cut her fucking head off.
I've learned new things today.
To be this far along.
She stole the formulas from Naz. I think on her own you would have been correct, but with pre-documented paperwork, all words I don't think Selena would have used, but here we are.
Did you document your ascension?
You filed it at the Third Court of Ascension.
So with everyone having done the work for her,
Yes, those tomes are supposed to be more difficult to acquire. Well, and she would have had to have even more outside help. You can get the formulas, but to implement them, to decipher them, that requires only those of a few lost schools of magic. But she must have found a practitioner.
Alexis forgot, but I don't think Gilly would have forgotten to mention.
The mushroom
The
druid.
mushroom the whole mushroom forest, all the mushroom druids are all gone.
And retconned.
I was thinking about that as you started to
That's
talk.
okay.
It's like, holy shit.
we know where she got her information from.
Yes.
At least we don't have to. At least I don't have to go find them again.
No, but if we are able to see them face to face, we should also cut their fucking heads off. I'm sorry that I say that so much. It's the Droskin in me. It's a long honored tradition of what we do to our enemies, criminals and thieves.
Cut their fucking heads off.
At least it's simple and quick.
Exactly. It is iron justice. Haha.
People who do not have
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm sure we got an inkling of this when the divination worked to talk to her.
That was our first sign that she was well on her way, yes.
Yeah. What do you know about the Mistress of Mists?
A capable warrior to be sure, but attacking Morgan head on, if Morgan is this far along, is a suicide mission. But based on our interactions and conversation with the darling Naz, they are willing to sacrifice everything.
How do we give her the best chance?
We can give them a good chance by simply being there and helping when the time is right, striking while the iron is hot.
Is that now, or convincing Naz to wait till Gish?
I do not believe Naz intends to wait until Gish. I believe the concert in Fort Mountain Hall. I believe she wants to stop this thing, or at least get a chance at stopping this thing as quickly as possible.
But what's going to give her the best chance, in your opinion?
I believe that Morgan would likely have all more pieces together. I believe she may be taken by surprise in Fort Mountain Hall. Attacking her in Gish may be more foolish. And with each passing day, she becomes more powerful.
Not that I want to expose us, but would Modru and Carliza be against Morgan's ascension?
They would be, but I don't know if we want to be so desperate. Morgan is formidable, but if you can rally the Prism along with the Mistress of the Mist, certainly you could. The 4 or 5 of you, especially with your new companion Francis, could slay Morgan, or so I hope.
Okay.
I am sorry that this task falls to you and your friends yet again, but the world is in short supply of heroes.
I'm not sure I'm a hero, just here. The wrong place at the right time.
A here, then, if not a hero.
Fair enough. Okay. So today's gonna be a full day. We have a vampire. We have keeping your ex-husband from knowing we're here.
Yes.
And Duplicroy and Morgan. It's gonna be a fun use of resources.
An exciting roller coaster lies ahead, but we can do this together.
Yeah. So as I think you heard Sovelius say, he is unhappy that his cousin is in the state she's in.
Yes.
That is probably on our, not here and now, but eventually list. He will request our help. If by luck or fate it's not taken care of before then. Are you okay with us joining?
Joining destroying Carliza?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
With that,
Because relationships are funny things. So
they
I don't know if you wanted to go up against Modru again.
I'm due for a fight. Alrighty. So with that, you walk up to this kind of iron wrought gate that is in the one of the nicer districts in town, actually. This is actually in the. I got you right here. The Nestled Narrows.
Let me ask you one question.
What?
Because I do not want to interrupt your thing.
No, go ahead.
Would we have walked near or by the jeweler's shop? Because that is one of the.
He doesn't have a shop here, really.
Oh, okay.
He's just been here. His shop
Okay.
is in Cragman-Dew. as a
Understood.
jeweler. He
Okay.
passed through Fort Mountain Hall.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so a nice estate, not nearly as grand as the one that you saw on Jeffron Avenue, nor the other ones in behind that the other gated community that you saw, but a nice estate nonetheless. Perhaps well maintained and garish for its size, but still presents with a fashionable flair of taste. Muted tones of kind of ruby and obsidian is what this house is composed of. Just right this way, and Francis pulls out a key. Gate opens. Come on in.
I'm just trying to take in the sights as I walk in. Door assessment.
Mm-hmm. He shuts the gate behind you. Locks. Lord Campton should be expecting us. He really actually doesn't leave the house much, so it shouldn't really be a huge problem. And he's been kind of hanging around a lot. So working on his novel. That's where I learned to write.
I'm sure that his works will be literary masterpieces.
Oh yeah, he's a pretty famous author already. I'd say so. And then he opens the door for you. It's pretty dark in there, but you can see a kind of gentle flicker of flame in the foyer. Oh, right this way.
Lead the way.
Right. You pass in through the foyer and into like the staircase, and you're led into the great room. There's a beautiful black leather sectional, kind of sofa-like instrument in this otherwise stone house. The obsidian walls are beautifully maintained, and several fine pieces of fine art are around. There is a nice deep crimson rug and a beautiful glass table. Volcanic glass table. Can I get you anything while you wait?
I do not require sustenance.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Tell me, how long have you been working for Mr. Campton?
Oh, since I was little.
And did he teach you how to channel the energies that you use in combat?
Oh, no. I learned that from the church and just from practicing myself. And from some of the local Warforged. Dominus Epsilon, or Dominus Orion is my idol.
Interesting. Mr. Campton encouraged this study.
Oh yeah, he lets me do what I want.
Would you say that he's like a father figure to you?
Yes.
I'm learning about half-orc relationships.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I'm going to go play in my room now. And he walks away.
Oh, no!
Play in his room.
Oh, no!
So he trots off up
He's
the
got a
stairs.
bunch of blocks. He's trying to spell justice.
Trying to build a justice.
He sure is going to... Never mind. Nope, I'm not going to say it.
I mean, his armor's less loud now.
So you sit in the great room of this obsidian manor for a little bit of time, not too long. You eventually hear a voice of sorts. Do you sit down on the sofa?
No.
There's a kind of movement and a trick of light, and the flame dims for a moment. And then sitting across from the sectional, kind of where you're standing, is a pale man of average weight, who is probably who sees little exercise, has good genetics, but loves the sweets a bit too much. Not unlike myself. He has blonde hair that is cut very short, and it's balding, although he probably wishes it wasn't. It sticks out a little bit and is well groomed and parted to the side. He has glasses that have no rim and are kind of rimless and round, and are very, very thin, like freakishly thin. They could like almost fall off his face, but they sit. He has ruby red lips and a chubby little round face, and he wears just a penguin suit, like a tuxedo. And he sits across from you.
What time of day is it?
It's midday.
Okay.
But you're in a...
Yeah, there's no sunlight.
Mr. Campton, I presume.
He looks up at you. He's now just sitting across from the way. It's Lord Campton.
Lord Campton.
You see him reach over and grab a cigarette. Yes, thank you for coming all this way, Justice. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Your ward spoke of you highly.
Well, I've raised him, fed him, clothed him, given him, and allowed him to pursue every desire. If he didn't speak highly of me, I'd kill him in his sleep.
You are not as beneficent as he would lead me to believe.
It's just a little joke, a little dark humor. I thought someone of your profession would appreciate.
What do you know of my profession?
You're a sparrow model. You were born into your profession, were you not?
Not all sparrow models have maintained what their original designations
No, but you wear black monk wrappings, and you have a cowl that allows you to change your form, and your dagger hums with a murderous intent. So,
my dagger. It's like being caught with an erection during class.
He's just spinning his cigarette.
so, assassin, I'm guessing? That kind of sparrow? Is that what we're talking about here, Justice?
If you want to reduce something to its simplest terms, then yes, that would accurately describe.
No. There's no reason for us to be simplistic or derivative or, for that matter, reductive. Please regale me with your description of yourself. Every being should be allowed to define themselves on their own terms. I do. I call myself a lord, even though I actually hold no titles anymore. Oh no.
Forgive me, I'm not one to mince words. I was told that you had requested to get me a loan, that you wish to have an audience with me.
Yes. I believe... I noticed you're not going to define yourself after arguing with me for so long about you're not that kind of sparrow.
I don't say anything.
All right. We have a mutual friend. I've been sent to help you.
And that friend is?
Short man from Cragmandu, sells jewels, world's best killer. Ring any bells?
Rings a few. You have been sent to assist me.
Yes.
To what end?
It's come to our attention that perhaps you, one of our most prized weapons of our order, an order to which I am a member, and so are you have been tampered with. The goods, so to speak, have been damaged. Your memories were altered.
And they have been restored.
Of course, a simple killer would think that, wouldn't they?
He puts out the cigarette.
I'll pick that up later. Justice, do you imagine that people who can modify people's memories, change them, alter them to such an extreme degree it could be foiled by the simplest of magics?
This is not my area of expertise. I leave it to those who are more experienced than I.
The rope magics that allowed this famous Duke LaCroix, infamous Duke LaCroix, to modify your memories are reversed by healing magics. But those who delve deeper into the mysteries of memory find other ways. Right now you're missing entire parts of your life that you have no memory of. You don't remember them. You never will get them back through simple healing magics. Do you know how I know this?
How?
Because I, although confessedly so, I'm not as skilled as Duke LaCroix. I am an enchanter. As I can modify people's memories. But for the duration in which they are charmed, I can remove memories entirely. Deeper so, with the highest reaches of magic, which I have not even touched, reality itself can be altered in small ways. You'll never get those back. But I'm here to help you. Isn't that nice?
Thrilling.
I knew we'd be friends, Justice. I just knew it. Jewelers speaks very highly of you, and I'm beginning to see why.
I find that hard to believe.
Okay, that's a lie. But I hope to see why. Sorry that if you had plans of a busy day, this certainly doesn't have to be taken care of right now. But I'm in Fort Mountain Hall for a little while. I'm here to lend a helping hand to get back what has been taken from you so erroneously.
Was the jeweler aware of my tampering?
No, that one caught us by surprise. And we're afraid our operations have been compromised by Duke LaCroix.
He picks the cigarette back up, lights it.
Can I make an insight check?
Oh yes, make an insight check.
I mean, I've been enjoying the role play. I don't want to be like slam insight check, but I think it's relevant to do at some point.
You're going to tell us about how good you are at these again?
The
But he
best.
doesn't have advantage this time.
16.
Sorry, I was just seeing what people were saying. 16. Hard to read, to say the least. Really hard to read.
What was I saying? Oh, I'm here to help you. And I'm hoping we can be friends. Francis has always wanted a Warforged to spend more time with. But if I'm being honest, it's a bit of a fetish. And it's a little unsettling. I'm hoping he grows out of it. Matures. People shouldn't be attracted to someone because they belong to a group.
I have no opinion on the matter.
No, you're not installed with romantic programming.
We are not programmed.
Justice, I'm a memory specialist. People are programmed. They're programmed by their traumas, their memories, their experiences. They're programmed from an early age by what they witness or what we make them witness. I'm sure you knew sparrows in the war that were built for seduction.
It is a useful tool. I would be lying if I said that I have not used it myself.
Things are getting interesting, aren't they? So, why don't you go help Francis make sure he keeps back his glowing sword, which I've gone to great pains for him to maintain and acquire. Kill whatever it is you gotta kill, as you types do. And then, come back to me. I'll help you out.
Matthew, clear question.
Yeah.
Is there like a secret handshake or like a passphrase or whatever that our order uses to?
You guys have Shadow Cant, which is a variation of Thieves' Cant, which he has been speaking to you in
the whole time as an indication.
Yeah.
Just making sure that everything is on the level. I'm getting every sign that it reads yes. I'm like, and then once that is completed, you say you will restore what memories have been stolen from me.
We'll try at least. It's a messy process, one that you are probably not familiar with. It requires going into what's known as a memory palace.
I am familiar.
Oh, well, good. That's very good.
I believe that I recently entered mine.
That unfortunate business in Mercinia. We were all praying for you.
That's embarrassing.
I'm sure that you were.
So, as I understand it, you have someone in your little group of friends who might be able to help, and I'm sure they'll all be along for the ride. They're very helpful, that lot.
That was going to be my next question. If my friends could be of assistance.
All great acts require the assistance of others. We can't do anything alone. We're all just pieces of the people in our lives.
I will take your word for it.
Well, I think that's all I really had to say. Thanks for coming. Such an enormous act of trust and friendship to enter in a dark estate. All alone. But you had Francis, so I'm sure you weren't worried.
It would not be the first time.
Certainly won't be the last.
Certainly not for people in my line of work. Thank you, Lord Campton.
Thank you, Justice.
Francis, we're leaving.
He's probably napping. He does that a lot.
Have you used your talents on Francis?
He stands up.
I think I'm done with this.
Puts it.
If I had, What does that mean for you?
Simply wish to know if he is a ward or a tool to you. Do you keep him on a short leash?
I keep no one on any leashes, Justice. I'm a man about freedom. I wish for others to be free. Francis most of all.
He steps up close to you.
I don't flinch.
You can feel like that he gives off no body heat. He doesn't have any breath.
Oh,
I see that we are more similar than I initially anticipated.
Are we? How so?
There's nothing there.
Oh. You're right, I'm not even here.
And he passes through you. He steps on the other side of you.
It's a handy little trick when you have to be in two places at once.
Indeed. Perhaps I will learn it one day.
Oh, definitely not. This is way beyond you. Are you kidding me? Took me years.
I have much time.
There are some things I could teach you, though.
It would be extremely useful for a simple warforged in my line of work.
He walks up to your half disguise and he kind of passes through his illusionary form through it.
He's like, this, what you have going on up here, isn't working for you anymore. We need a whole new take.
I have found it to be quite unsatisfactory.
No. The shadow that you wield inside of you, the power of the order, can do great, a lot better. So, we're gonna get rid of that, tighten this whole thing up a little, and teach you some honest-to-God shadow magics. It's embarrassing, you walking around with a hat that allows you to disguise yourself.
We make do with the tools that we have.
I meant to get to you sooner, but the first time you were in Fort Mountain Hall, I was very drunk. The booze and the women.
Looks at you.
I will let you. Well, I will take your word for it.
Oh, I'm quite a ladies' man.
I can tell.
Anyway.
This is the NPC that I tweeted out. I thought up in the middle of the night and it fucked me up. Literally, Wizard Capote.
Glorious.
I've been waiting so long. Anyway,
Oh my god.
So,
The best thing.
I'm sorry to distract you. I'm sure you have a lot of pressing matters at hand, but it seemed like the best opportunity.
Are you in contact with the jeweler?
I am. Would you like me to pass on a message?
Yes.
I'm waiting.
Will you actually deliver the message, or are you just antagonizing me?
I came all this way, projected myself across several miles to have a conversation with you and help you. Tell you all this stuff. Like, your memory's been altered and you still don't know it. Look how helpful I am. I would like a little appreciation.
Your helpfulness remains to be seen. However, if you can pass along a message to the jeweler,
Your helpfulness remains to be seen.
that is indeed an accurate statement.
I don't have to project all this. I don't have to help you.
I'm so sorry.
What message?
The message is... just waiting him out. That Morgan will soon make her move. And we will be there to oppose her.
She is fabulous.
I hope that you recorded one of her concerts onto whatever medium the Gish used, because there will likely not be many more.
I can't wait to see that threat played out. Well, fine. I'll deliver the message. Not for you, because you were very rude. but for the jeweler, because he'd like to hear from you.
I also find that hard to believe. He doesn't ever seem happy to see me.
All right. I'm done with you now.
Thank you, Lord Campton.
Mm-hmm.
You see him. Yeah, you see him go like this, and there's a spark of red energy, and you hear a from upstairs.
I will come up for you.
He walks away. He passes through a wall and just disappears.
Francis, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was just okay. I fell asleep. And he comes down the stairs. Did Lord Campton ever come?
He did. We had a very fruitful conversation.
Oh, all right.
He seemed very busy, which is why he did not say hello.
Oh yeah, he's a super busy guy. He's really important somewhere.
I'm sure. As we walk out the front door, I'm going to continue to look around and just take in, but it's clearly I'm going to ask, as the scene closes, I'm going to ask him, Francis, what does M-O-O-N spell?
M-O-O-N? Moon.
Thank you.
All right.
Did he just become Moon?
No. I got it.
Alrighty. Is there anything else anyone wishes to do?
I don't want to honk
hand wave.
scenes. Yeah, I just was going to... I needed to stop by and unload docent data for the artificer.
Alrighty.
So that was all I needed to do.
All right.
If it's on my way.
Yeah, no, Artemis is there. They thank you. They're like, this is terrific. We'll say it takes better part of an hour, and then you eventually return. And he'll come back to you with some comments and stuff, okay?
Understood. And I couldn't remember from the arrangement. Was I going to get any kind of, was I given a steep
discount?
discount?
A steep discount. Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Alrighty, you guys all reconvene back at the Golden Stoutman. I can't see the time. Okay, we're good.
Oh god, that thing's been recording us the entire time.
Every moment.
The docent.
I think I could turn it off. No?
You think you could?
Well,
Uh-oh. That's problematic.
that's the thing.
I thought it was manual. I thought you had to turn it on and turn it off. Because I've had to ask her to record things before.
Have you though?
Yeah, just because you ask her to record things doesn't mean she isn't recording.
I believe
all
she
the
usually
time.
responds with, I am.
Oh no! Well, I'm gonna have to kill a Warforged.
Just remember, when
That's
this comes
not
back
on
to,
brand.
I know, I'm joking.
when this comes back to bite us in the ass, it's your fault
Hey,
again.
maybe he'll be an ally. Strong ally.
Again.
Hey, my network of
Again.
strategically built contacts got us right to the King of the Warrens. That drug running...
Just again.
Alright, I've returned. Hello, everyone. I have returned. It's the Justice Show.
Was your errands fruitful?
Intensely. Francis, would you not agree?
Oh, yeah, I would agree. Sorry, I'm being complimented in chat.
The adoration.
It's my adoration of his hands.
Well, peers in this case. But, yeah.
Gotcha.
I played with Dwarf Cricket on variant roles.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. Indeed it was.
What information did you find?
Well, the tower is quite well defended. The guards know what they are doing. They randomize their movement patterns to prevent observation and manipulation. I was not able to get close enough to ascertain whether or not there are magical wards. However, the amount of foot traffic in and out would indicate that it is impractical to apply as many as we might customarily think. Additionally, it is about 10 minutes on foot to, for some reason I literally just blanked on his name.
Kevin Anders.
Kevin Anders, thank you.
We're good.
Kevin Anders' estate, or 5 minutes as the bat flies.
What did you see about his estate? What kind of protections does it have?
What did I see about his estate? What kind of protections did it have?
This would have been similar to Lady Katia's. larger, though more sprawled out.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's just probably one floor in a basement. It's like a sprawled out kind of thing, like a ranch or whatever.
I will describe
That's what
that.
ranches are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, two very difficult places to get into and out of.
Indeed.
Yeah. We can just try knocking on the door and hope for the best. Seems to be the best plan we've come up with getting into anything so far.
Lord Capote would have told you that the people in the black robes are archivists.
Archivists.
They're the people that actually move the financial data. Because the actual financial data is all revolved around magic, divination patterns, and astral maps. You try the Esmond Tower? That's how they make their money. They basically predict the future and then bet on it. In
Like the
financial
stock
markets.
market.
Like a metaphor?
No, Matt.
Are there metaphors in this game?
We're gonna blow up the stock market.
You're going to blow up a stock market.
There's no money here. Then why are you here? Anyway, there is foot traffic in and out of the tower. If we could somehow pass ourselves off as
Oh yeah.
one of these archivists or archivists, depending on how you pronounce it.
Yeah. Syllable.
Alright, well that's probably the easiest way to get into there. So based on your threat assessment, what do you think we should do first?
I believe that an assault on the tower would likely set off more alarms than maybe an assault on a specific individual, although I might be misreading that situation.
However, the person who essentially controls the town guard is on your side.
That is true.
Yeah, the person running this city is on your side. So a full frontal assault might actually raise 0 alarms.
So.
Thank you for putting that thread out there. I didn't know if that was a usable one or not. Yes.
So if we attack the tower and Kevin Anders figures it out and runs away and we can't catch him, is that okay? Otherwise we have to go after Kevin Anders first.
Sure. The
Because
tower
he
can't
won't
run
raise-
away. Well, it could, maybe, because matter. But
A tower of that
doesn't
size.
usually run away. I've only seen
Waiter.
it once.
The tower is actually the villain.
Gross
We're
legs.
fighting the tower.
That is duplicate.
I mean, is there a dimension door large enough for the tower?
I mean, if the tower can cast magic.
But does the tower care about Kevin Anders?
Perhaps.
Roll insight on the tower.
No, I'm just putting this out there.
It's hard to
Have we
read.
ever actually seen Duplicurrent in the tower in the same room at once?
Okay. I'm going to start disintegrating people.
Okay, but the short answer is if we attack the tower first, Kevin Anders might realize it and run
Correct.
away,
That is a good
and then
point.
we can't make your cousin, who at the moment can definitely kill us, angry. So, Kevin Anders, tower, hope we get some rest in, and then a concert.
So, before we do all that, I need some questions answered from people not here. So hang on a second. I'm gonna cast sending to me mom.
Okay.
And I say, Mom, it's Gilly.
She wrote this out. Yes.
I know what you did. I need an explanation and info about Dupla. ASAP. That's one word. I'm trusting you. Don't make me regret it. That's 25 words.
Alrighty then.
hardcore.
Take an inspiration, I guess.
I had one, but thank you.
Upgrade it.
Cool.
D20.
So, but you did that in front of us, right?
I mean, you can't hear what the message is, I
No,
don't think,
but you sent a message.
Yep.
Okay. Who are we waiting on?
Me, Mom.
Oh. Okay. Is she likely to apparate here? Can she do that?
She can. She might.
Oh, okay. This is fun.
Cue the fight music.
So just be ready because I don't know how it's gonna go.
Dodge action. I'm just gonna stand in front of the door. Dodge action.
But we need more information. I don't.
Well, this has happened.
I'm trying to figure out how to mark down to upgrade my inspiration. I
You
don't know how to
can't.
do it.
You can't. You just gotta know.
It's fine.
Nope.
I remember it as being a D100 now.
I tried the other day.
Just wait.
I'm aware.
This is a path that I haven't programmed yet.
So what time of day is it?
Midday.
Midday. So once this is done, and provided it doesn't kill us, then Kevin Anders pretty much immediately. So because we want as much sunlight as possible on our side,
There's no
I mean, there's no
sunlight.
sun. We're in a
as
mountain.
much as possible.
0 is possible.
I'm
We're
saying
in a mountain.
if he
But-
tries to run,
Still nocturnal.
It doesn't function
usually.
as sun though, so it wouldn't matter.
But maybe he'll be sleeping in like a crypt or something.
Maybe you never know. Anyway,
she makes a point. If we do it during daylight, he will be contained to the mountain and the area below.
That is true.
Not the old stuff.
Yeah, I think we have a plan of action then.
Yeah.
Do we know anywhere we could get Archivist robes?
Sure that we could rustle one up.
can you describe them again? Or like silent image something or
I will
minor illusion?
use minor illusion.
They're black and nondescript, and they have just like the slightest trace of embroidery on the left arm.
So like this.
And I'll use my Hekal disguise like this.
Yeah, math.
Like this, and I
Will
don't
my,
change anything. I
my
can't.
robes of fashion imitate those?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, 3 of the 4 of us. Good luck.
Perhaps you can acquire something that will enable you to disguise yourself. We should probably notify, if I was reading you correctly, Dungeon Master Epsilon, if we're actually going to be doing this.
More so that you've already been told to make your move, and they're waiting. I mean, Carliza knows what you're about to do. In the same way that
Okay, so I'm saying because Dalman is on then would know.
you have the protection of the person who actually runs this city.
Got it. So we can infer.
Yeah.
Okay. One last question before we head off. Gilly, if your concert is tonight, although fate rarely waits for when we are ready, will you be fine on this endeavor beforehand?
What do you mean? Will I be fine on?
Is there anything that you would need in reserve for the concert tonight?
Well, considering that if the concert happens tonight and Naz makes their move, we could be in a whole world of a mess. Then, yeah, everything.
Indeed. So, with that being said, it seems as if the concert's happening is dependent on Morgan. Is there anything that we can do to ensure it is delayed by one more evening, if you perhaps were not ready?
I mean, talk to Glitch or something.
We can make you sick for the evening
Ah!
so that you can't perform.
We can
What?
give her
Would she
vampirism.
delay it?
This is getting weird. I'm not. What do you mean? You could make me sick? I don't want to. I don't want to know what that means.
I guess we just...
No!
Well, perhaps we put one foot before the other,
I have
deal with the situation.
acquired a few things while we're traveling, and I've picked up a few foods that I know will make you ill for the evening.
Just stuffs the mushroom in her mouth.
No, I don't
You
pull
can-
anything
You
out.
could try that play if you guys make it back.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
but worst case scenario, we can make you appear ill for the evening.
Let
Oh,
us...
great.
Convincingly.
So,
great.
Kevin Anders' tower? Or
Yeah.
Kevin Anders'
Hang on.
house?
Yes, we're gonna go fuck them up.
How long did your spell give to let somebody answer?
There's been no response.
I don't think I'm getting a response.
So you've... Okay.
The answering machine did answer.
So that's a 3rd level spell slot that is gone
Yeah.
now.
I would recommend that we take one short rest since I used some of my shadow magics.
Okay. You guys rest for an hour?
I am not going to use natural recovery now, so I can use it later.
Okay.
So I'm not doing anything. I'm
Oh.
good.
So, you guys you gear up, you suit up, you say your goodbyes, and begin to make your way to the Baron Kevin Anders' home.
Gonna fuck them up.
How would you like to approach as you
From-
get closer?
So from when I scouted it before, I would like to take the group. I know it's semi-close to the industrial area. An area there might be low foot traffic. I'm going to try to play it maybe similarly how we've advanced on buildings before by finding the closest point in their perimeter and inserting there.
All right. So first to scout, we're going to say perception.
I can
Alrighty.
assist
Cool.
and give you guidance.
Oh, thank you. That was not great. 15.
15.
Oh, actually, I apologize. 17.
The hustle and bustle of this industrial area does give you some difficulties. There is a lot of dust, a lot of loud, roidy noises, mechanical kind of things moving about that all sort of create this background. It's actually a pretty good area to cause some noise. But as you get further away from the industrial sector, closer to his residence, it becomes more difficult. This is an area that's been laid out in such a way to give a lot of people a maximum amount of view. So there's not a lot of places to kind of skulldug. But you're able to find a decent path. Would you like to sneak up to the estate?
Of course. And Francis is with us. Should one of us cast pass without trace?
Yeah, I can do that. So I will be concentrating on pass without a trace for all of us.
Okay.
Are we all sneaky?
Roll
Yes.
stealth, folks. Francis is like, oh, this is terribly exciting.
I got him.
Okay.
Okay. Francis has a 20. And
Sorry.
bless you, I have a 30.
Alrighty. What was your total?
32.
Liz?
30.
26.
30 for me, 20 for Francis.
Alright.
26.
Alrighty. No failure. So you guys move forward and are able to get close enough, I'd say within 60 feet of the front door of the Baron's estate. This is a stone home, like I said, a first level, but it's kind of built in, there's probably a decent amount of basement room, but the rest of it's kind of all sprawled out. But it's a home that has a very short first floor, so to speak, and then probably a deeper basement. What do you wish to do?
Is there a servant's entrance?
You look around, there actually is not.
A singular point of ingress.
Appears to be that way.
Seems like a frontal assault is the only option that we have available to us.
Very well.
And that's typical of Fort Mountain Hall, unfortunately.
Can we just knock on the door and see if they'll let us in?
I think that if someone is as paranoid as I imagine Mr. Anders to be, seeing a group of well-armed individuals at his front door would likely not open it. But we could give that a shot.
We could see if it's unlocked at least. Maybe we'll get lucky.
That works for me.
So I'll have the, just so that you're aware, underneath the disguise that I have magically, I have the armor set to Solitude Merchant.
Alrighty.
Figure that is probably the least conspicuous thing to have on right now.
Works for me.
As,
My face doesn't
This
look like
DM screen
mine.
placement. Can't move the ball.
as we approach, I'm going to use Gladiosa to scan for magics.
Alright, you scan for magic. There are none. You guys were informed that he's not as powerful a vampire, and Lady Kati was a singularly gifted bard, and Kevin Anders is perhaps not.
Okay. Once we're at the front door, then I will try to check it to see if it's locked.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll investigate thieves tool. I think it's actually technically your investigation, whatever you like to do.
I cannot assist in that.
Or investigation, I'll do these two. That is a 22.
22. 22. 22. 22. It's not locked.
It would seem that the door is unlocked.
Let's see if that's an invitation
I
for
just
me.
walk in.
Yeah. Here we go.
Door opens.
Yeah.
The scene you see before you is a very large stone entryway that splits off into 4 directions. There is a kind of, not raised platform actually, but rather kind of a lowered forum. In the middle stands a singular crystalline chandelier that hangs almost all the way down from the ceiling to the floor. These are vaulted ceilings, well over 12 feet high, and a man in a purple costume of sorts with a foppish hat and a large white feather stands, and he seems to be he has his back to you. He doesn't notice you guys and open the door. You just see him, he's kind of looking for something. He seems to be waiting.
Is there any place to hide to either side?
There are some, the place is kind of set up like a kind of a forum almost. It's a very interesting entry hall. There are rooms that you could dart off to the left or right and try to hide.
Would I assume he's a person or a monster?
Roll perception.
Okay. Let's do this.
Really need to make Francis.
That's an 11.
He looks like a person.
Okay.
Do I see any instructions as to like any directional information as to where I would have to go in order to meet with Mr. Anders?
Nope. You see before you there is a kind of tattered hallway that leads to, you can see a shut door eventually, and this tattered hallway has these kind of 4 rugs in this square hall that seems to lead up to, and that door that you see is this kind of circular face that has all these crevices and lines in it, and all the crevices and lines lead to its gaping mouth. It's a very ominous looking door of a ferocious hunger.
I'm going to go out here on a limb and say it's safe to assume that anyone in the employ of the vampire is likely complicit.
We don't know if it's in the employ.
Oh! No, the old man now turns around in his purple outfit as you're all standing at the doorway. Do we have visitors? He turns around. He has a large white beard. This man is an elf, actually. He is a dim mirror. You can now see his beautiful ebony skin, large white beard, piercing red eyes. He's like, I didn't know. Please, I didn't know. And he steps forward. You're guest of Mr. Anders.
It's okay. Just.
Yes, Civilius Anastasia is here to visit.
I'm sure he'll be down shortly.
Name dropping.
I mean, he wouldn't forget about our appointment.
My liege, I can't believe you're here. You hear some other voices from the room.
Quietly shut the door behind us.
Francis is like, I didn't know we were invited.
Yes.
Indeed we were.
I mean, this was before we met up with you. Long-standing appointment.
Roll.
Don't worry about it.
Roll deception.
Can I help him? Because I was saying, I'm Civilius. I was name dropping on purpose for the Dinmere.
This is gonna go good.
Oh no! Oh no!
7.
No, definitely not.
You rolled
That's
his
funny
insight.
insight.
Oh, no. And he looks over at Justice.
I'm just gonna be like,
Rolled really well for it.
this is, let Civilius talk, discuss.
Okay.
Taking my lead.
Yeah, taking advantage of him.
Exactly.
Of his affections.
Yeah.
Your hand slightly on his arm.
I almost just didn't do it. I'm laughing.
Watch the power dynamics. So,
Allow me. Well, Trina, Esmelia, come. We have guests.
And these two women, one in a kind of cerulean, I think the color is, a bluish kind of gown, the other in a kind of nice violet gown, usher into the room. Oh, we have guests. And they're also elves. One is a high elf, one is a wood elf, a Aramir and a Dimir, Leafmere, respectively.
Oh.
Did you make your acquaintance? I mean, are we going to stand and meet him here in the entranceway, or
course
just a
not.
sitting room?
We're caught by surprise.
I'm sorry.
And they kind of glide gently over.
Come into the sitting room with us, Amelia's.
And one of them takes you. They have a nice, strong, firm arm
I
on
bet
them.
they do.
One on the left and one on the right.
Are they
Perfect.
all vampires?
I
I'll let you roll.
They might be.
You hold up a mirror to under their face. Like,
Don't mind me, just
Are you
set
a
stuff
vampire?
ourselves the brave into this.
give them a lick. I hear they taste just like raisins.
What am I rolling?
Insight?
Insight? Okay, I can do this 22.
These two ladies are vampires. The Grizzly is not.
Okay, this is why I'm asking. I don't want to kill everyone.
Oh, I'll go let the master you're here. You know that you're here. And he turns around and begins to walk away.
Which hallway does he go down?
He goes north.
there were
up.
4.
Yeah. So he goes up, and you guys are going left.
Perfect.
Once.
You can see him heading straight to the hunger door, we'll call it.
Oh, neat. There's another door for you to talk to.
Oh, I can't wait.
Anyway,
So you guys are ushered into the sitting room. You can see the carpentry here is a bit touch-threaded. Things have a general wear and tear, like they've been sitting for too long and see little use. Especially some of the more kind of items that keep you warm and comfortable see very little use.
alive.
Things like that.
Are there fingernail marks on underneath the tables in this room?
Just checking.
So no, if he had
There's a
sat
bed
down,
bug
I would have
problem.
run my hands along the edges.
A little
hoping
rough,
there's no
but
gum.
not like before. It wasn't like you could just feel the rivets in Lady Cathy's.
So we're just
thing.
gonna sit here with no drinks? I mean, would you
Oh.
ladies fetch us something?
Grizzly usually does all that.
Oh, well.
I'm so
I want
sorry,
you to
Mother.
do it.
Oh, of course, my liege.
One flutters away. You can see they have a little glide to their step, as all Edda vampires can fly.
Does that mean we're left alone with one?
Yep. And Francis is like, and you can see his sword has been off ever since you told him to turn it off.
I'm gonna. You know what? We should just kick this mother off.
Is there a lock on the door?
Well, one's alone
Which door?
into this room.
So we are in a room. How many
Yeah.
doors are there in this room?
There's one back to the hallway you came, and one forward, which enters into. Man, I'm gonna have to figure out the logistics of this. Looks to sit into like a study, and which actually has a couple beds. What is this? What am I looking at?
I have no idea, Matt.
You just got-
What maps did you make, Matthew?
He just got pornography on his screen.
What is this? A kind of sitting room, but seems to have a couple day beds. That's what I'll say.
So whichever door the second vampire walked out of, if it's got a lock on it, I will just.
So far, you're in open space. That's what I'll say. Sorry.
Are we?
There's a room, the forum on the way back, and another room in the way. But the doors are wide open.
Is there any
Yeah.
thing on the walls to like look at?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
beautiful, nice paintings. There's a really nice large greatsword standing on the mantle of the fireplace.
Yeah.
It's gold and white. There's
I'm going to.
beautiful.
I'm
It's
going to
not
pretend
aged.
to inspect something.
All right.
I don't know how close you're standing. And I'm
So-
going to try to.
Amelia and Francis are sitting on the couch together, and he's just like looking at her, and she's like kind of fawning over him, and he's like,
I'm gonna try to surreptitiously cast silence on her.
all right. So I'll say Trina walks away over here.
Right, 'cause
Is this room bigger than the 15 feet that the silence is?
Yeah.
Okay.
so we can hopefully get to the edge of it.
So then, as you do that, I would recognize it, right?
I'm trying to do it with sleight of hand.
Roll
but-
sleight of hand, Justice.
Thank you.
One thing at a time. One thing at a time.
That is
I
a
feel like
14.
Paying attention this time.
What?
I'm sorry, nothing. I was just saying, I feel like Gilly's paying attention to all of this at least.
14.
14 on sleight of hand. So you're casting silence over Esmelia, over you guys. What are you doing?
Esmelia.
It's a huge room. Okay. So she's just kind of fawning, and silence suddenly falls, and she looks around.
Dagger.
Okay. Roll to attack.
Do I get surprise?
You
Is she
do.
surprised? Yes. This means if it's an auto crit.
You have advantage on the attack roll, and
That is a 24 to the attack.
that'll hit.
I do not get hex, so that is over here. I get some hex. So I get to double that. Oh my god, 3 1s and a 6. So that's 18 plus 4, so 22 points of damage with the first hit.
All right.
And then I'm gonna, the moment the zip zack comes, I'm gonna toss it back under with another one.
All right.
That critical was wasted. Oh no!
They're all criticals.
Yeah, I know. That one will be. It was 3 1s, so it doubled 3 1s. That's gonna be like an 11 on the attack.
Oh, misses. Second attack.
So I'm gonna, if I can with my movement, I'm gonna get up in there.
All right.
And I'm going to just try to wail on her.
All right. 2
2
attacks or 1?
2.
Okay.
So first attack. That is a 16 to attack.
16. I am not too sure. 16 will hit.
Perfect. So that is this. 12 plus 4 is 16.
16 damage.
And then the last attack.
Have the necrotic, sorry.
So that'd be -2.
Okay, thank you.
And then 5 plus, that's 13 on the attack.
To hit, misses.
Yeah.
So
Lot of low
you
rolls.
boom, it stabs into her very suddenly, and there's a spark of electricity. It flies back in your hand, and as you're running at it, you chuck it at her again, and you can see she's like, and she dodges it. And then she swings back around, and you come at her with a club, and then she catches the last attack and starts to stand up with preternatural speed and strength.
Magic missile. One charge.
All right, 3d4 plus 3.
I'm just going to slowly back away to the door because I don't hear any
The
of
entrance?
that happening. So whichever door I think the people are going to come through, so the hallway, must
All
stand
right.
next to it.
How much
10.
damage? 10
10.
points of damage. The magic missiles. But as they fly out, they enter the sphere. That's my Foley within the silent spell. My art wasted! My talents!
He's a master of his
Foiled.
craft.
Like when Blue Tail does an instrumental piece. I'm just like,
Yeah.
nailed it!
That's great. Is anyone else acting? I know Francis is about to. You just walked away over
So
the
I'm
door.
going to go stand next to the door and ready frostbite.
All right, so the entrance to the
I'll
near
let
the.
Francis go first.
All right, Francis. You just see Francis light up his. You're Jaegering him, so I don't even have his stuff in
Oh,
front of me.
right.
So he's gonna. I would say he would make 2 attacks.
So
You know?
first attack. Okay. Is a. Momentarily forgot it was Jaegering. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Me
19
too.
to hit.
19 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's going to put a first level smite into it.
This song is called The Escalation.
This
Is,
isn't
sorry.
escalated yet.
Is smite verbal at all?
No,
No, okay.
it's immune to just about everything.
Perfect. Okay.
No, yeah, smite is like OP.
So a first level, it's against undead. So
Yeah.
that's how many?
So for just the raw, smite itself is 2d8.
Okay.
And then the additional damage from the Sunblade and the fact it's undead is 2d8. So 4d8, and then the weapon damage, so it's 5d8.
Perfect.
Yeah, 5d8 plus strength. Plus 2.
I'm so hard right now.
Yeah, Sunblade is pretty hot.
Okay.
So he turns back on.
Yeah, he did. He's like
18,
like a Jedi wielded
Just
lightsaber.
23 points of radiant damage.
23 points of pure fucking monstrosity. Okay.
Yep.
So you can see as this blade slashes into her, she's just like, but there's no sound. She just,
That was the
and
first.
you can see her start to disintegrate. Go ahead.
That was the first attack. Here's the second. Natural 20.
Nice.
And another first level smite.
Go. I mean, roll it.
Do I need
No, God, no.
Okay, alright.
No,
So the natural 20, and then so without the smite, it's 2d8.
Yeah.
Okay. So 15 points of radiant.
She's gone. So with that last flash, as he cuts through her, you've seen the vampires defeated before. You've seen like the gas. You don't know what kind of rank of vampire she is, but she just disintegrates. Dusts like a vampire from Buffy, and ashes fall, but it's all soundless.
Exactly.
Everyone act casual.
Bring it up.
Prestidigitation.
And I'm gonna gesture to Francis for the lightsaber to make him put it away.
Turns it off.
And then we're just gonna calmly stand there
And
and
I'm
wait for
still
her
just
return with the drink.
Wait. I'm like, ready.
Oh yeah.
But we're in silence, so I'm just like,
You can hear ting, 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 ting from the other side of the hall, like these glasses cleaning. She's balancing. She has like 3 drinks. She's like, "Darling, I've brought back the drinks."
As she
and like,
presses
we're
the
all
door
ready
frame.
our actions
Yeah.
for when she comes in.
All right,
Bring them right over here.
I'll let one of you guys go first.
roll
Francis.
to attack.
Through the door.
Okay.
Francis will.
Yeah, you guys moved in. I will say Sylvius and Francis are flanking. Justice is right here. Gilly, you're standing over
I
here.
was by the door, so the moment
Yeah.
she's in
Frostbite.
frostbite.
So we'll actually start with Selena since you all did.
Yeah, that works.
Constitution save.
Constitution save.
Oh yeah, that's me. No.
Less than a 16.
Yeah.
Okay, then 2d6 cold damage. So it's 8, and she has disadvantage if she has the opportunity to attack at all.
Yeah, we'll see. 8 cold.
Please.
Vampire spawn are not even anything to colds. That's funny. All right. All right. And then Justice, go ahead.
Okay. First attack. That is a 21 on the attack.
Hit.
Do you have assassinate now?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This person's still surprised. You guys were successful.
That is
Your
better.
approach.
So that's 9, 14, 32 points of damage
All right.
with the first. Second attack. That dice went off, but that's a 15. I'm going to roll it on the thing because that wasn't intended. It could have been an at one. Oh wait, it's a critical anyway. So that's a 17 on the dice. So that's a 30 or 25. No sneak attack. That is 16 points of damage on the second attack.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, not flurry of blows, I'm just going to make one punch on her.
All right. Martial arts, it's called.
Martial arts, thank you.
That's fine.
That is a 24 to the attack.
24 hits.
And then
These poor vampires. They never did nothing wrong.
Right, sure.
Sure. Okay.
smoking these meats.
All right. Maybe they did, but
having this, so that would be 3 points of necrotic.
yes.
And then 3, 4, 5, 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Okay.
So just I'm gonna like jump up and just do a short like side kick to her throat.
Alrighty.
Did she enter the sphere of silence?
No, this would have been no. You guys will see in the map in a little bit, but I'm still keeping
Maybe.
this mapless.
Depends on how
Yeah.
fast we.
Yeah. So Vilius, go ahead.
I'll let Francis in.
Okay, go ahead,
Francis
Francis.
rolled 216.
Just
All
standing
right.
there
Yeah.
behind the
So,
painting.
so the totals are like 25.
Hit, yeah. Hit.
So first level smite on the first one.
Alrighty.
So we said, what was it, 4d?
5d8 total. Yeah.
Oh my god.
The Sunblade's weapon damage is 1d8. It
Right,
does an
right.
additional d8 against vampires.
Oh,
1, 2 for the
buddy.
smite, that's 4, and then 1 more for the undead smite, that's 5.
28.
By the way, folks,
Points of
paladins are
radiant
fucking
damage.
broken, and especially when you give them a Sunblade and pit them against undead. She's a goner.
You
So
know,
with the
you guys get
slash of the Sunblade, you guys
Prestidigitation.
this truly legendary weapon that perhaps a few of you have heard of. It's actually an heirloom of the Korkothian life tribe, and he just like, and that vampire just turns to dust.
Justice
Quick
glasses.
question, quick question.
Before they fall.
What did you cast silence
Hold on, roll dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
Glasses start to fall to the ground.
10.
Oh, dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
No, you weren't melee. I don't put you in melee. Oh, Francis.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead, Francis.
Francis can try.
There's 2 of them.
That's cocked. Where's his dex save? 15?
And I'll say, I'll make a point of saying, Francis, you're so clumsy.
Oh, no, I'm not.
It is okay. And I'm just gonna
Oh
like.
no! I always spill.
Just caught both of them.
I'm
It's
just like.
okay. She'll go clean it up.
Okay.
Prestidigitation her way.
Can you imitate her voice?
Yeah. Did I hear her talk for over a minute? Either of them?
Yes, I'll
Well,
say
yes.
yes.
I'll be like.
You can make a go of it.
And they're vampires, so southern accent.
Elves.
I'm
So
sorry,
they're
elves.
southern.
Sorry. Oh, that's okay. We got plenty of china back in the kitchen. Let me go get you another drink, Mrs. Sebelius.
Be much appreciated.
And so the silence was cast on the sofa on the south side of the room.
Right. Like where she was sitting.
Yeah.
Centered on her.
Let's move it.
Just.
Just enough.
Can I move the silence?
Let's move the sofa.
Oh, that's right. But making no sound.
You're moving the sofa!
Hang on. Is there more than one sofa? Is it just the one?
In this room, that's the one he
It's all
cast
the
it
way
on.
against the wall.
Okay.
This is the room that you're in. This is where they came from when you murdered them. This is the way you entered.
Yeah.
So, after a few moments, as you guys seem to
I'm
be...
just thinking about the range. If we can just move it up a little so that the range is just enough inside.
That's a great idea, actually.
Oh, I didn't know I was so close. I thought it was further, like in the middle of the room or whatever.
That's fine.
Otherwise, I would have tried to duck save.
Just so that the
That's
center
fine.
of the room is quiet.
Sure. We got.
What's the radius?
Let me have it. I have it pulled up right here. One moment, sir. I had
This
it
is the
pulled up.
hags all over again. Oh my god.
Hey,
Except these ones aren't innocent civilians.
whatever.
So it's a
we-
10-foot
Citizen.
movement in order to
Yeah,
get
it's
it
their
to kind of
citizens.
cover the
Oh,
room.
Yeah.
that's more exactly.
That's not nothing.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get to it. I thought
It
was
should be
under
15
spells.
feet.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Citizens
Silence.
again.
It is
Uh-oh.
range area 20 feet.
So,
20 feet.
in the foyer room, you see a kind of movement through the chandelier, and he seems to be floating behind it. You guys can't hear him, but you see someone talking, but you're all in the silent sphere. There's a purple figure that's hiding using the
He's
I'm
floating.
assuming you guys were, but okay, if you're not, I would say the silence. I would say his sound hits the silent sphere, and you
Okay,
can't
that's
hear him.
So I'm outside of it, right?
Yes.
Or did we move the couch?
That's with the couch being moved. If you would have stood there, you were outside of it.
Perfect.
Okay.
So you were actually outside of it and doesn't pass through. Master isn't expecting any guests. You can see he's using this chandelier to hide, and as the light hits and reflects, it's very difficult to see him. So, why are you really here?
We came with Sevelius. He asked us, we've been traveling with him for a while. And we came to the best up-and-comer in town. He wanted to meet those that were important.
Roll deception.
You're on your own, kid.
I know. Shit. I'm actually okay at this. Fuck.
You
You
are
have
you're a
inspiration, though, right?
criminal.
Oh, I do have an inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll do green or metal. Green or metal.
Didn't it get upgraded? Or
No, yours
No.
got upgraded. Mine's still an
I
8.
thought yours did at some point. Never mind. Ignore me.
Oh no, where'd they go? Okay. Feet are hard, man. Okay.
Feet are
Yeah, they're difficult.
I get stuck on the chair.
What was your total?
So 5 plus 4 of my inspiration plus 7 to my deception. So 5 plus 4 is 9 plus 7 is 16.
Alrighty. So there's a kind of ching, 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 and you can see now there seems to be like 3 of him or 4 of him. They shimmers all around. You see there's this kind of crackle. Is that a fact? I don't
paid to be here.
I don't believe you. And I don't like being lied to. And you can see there's this flicker of green energy. And behind you, you feel shh. That's where we're going to go to break.
Yeah! This is gonna be so fun!
Oh
If I can see him cast magic, can I dispel it?
You can on your turn. Dispel's not a reaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Smoking these meats.
Alrighty, folks. Well, let me just do my thing. Thank you, Dwarf Cricket and Corey, for hanging out in the chat. It's good to see you all. Corey is wonderful, and so is Dwarf. Thank you, Chronicles OTC, for the follow. Funkmaster Flynn, Sun Lacrosse, those folks who recently followed. If you were enjoying tonight's stream, remember to subscribe, to follow, to love us, because we love you deeply. We love you almost as much as Francis loves justice.
Almost.
Almost.
I mean, I don't
That's
know
a
that I'm
lot,
going to
too.
read any of our fans' romance novels.
Aren't you though?
Was that not what last week's meeting was about?
Oh,
Shit, you were on that. It's on the
It's on the
Trello
board.
That's on the Trello board. That's your action item?
Yeah.
I've now been volunteered.
Alrighty, folks.
I think it was your idea.
Yeah. Follow.
Definitely one.
you guys are the worst. I love
For
you.
like 6 hours.
6 hours of workshopping it. We will see how this twisted web. You guys are off to a really strong start.
Oh man, it could go so sad.
And we'll just
So
find out how this twisted web unfurls. We'll try to keep the break short, but we have needs like
Needs.
Dessert needs.
Oh, and thank you, gang, for my DM screen.
Yeah.
I actually don't like DM screens to hide the roles, but it has a lot of handy information.
We're gonna have to figure. Oh, and then-
Logistics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
We'll
So-
figure it out one day.
I have ideas, so.
I
we'll
know.
figure it out.
We're gonna make him a hat, and it's
Just,
gonna
I was about to
project
say,
from the
just
hat.
set it on top of your head.
We'll
This
be-
is fine.
We'll be back in 15 minutes.
We'll be back.
Hi, folks. We're back with exciting times. We just picked off where they destroyed 2 vampire spawns, but now they've been cornered by Greasley, the head servant and valet of the Baron Kevin Anders. Well, cornered's a strong word, but he's doing something. I would actually like everyone to make Constitution saving throws.
Am I able to counterspell?
You are not,
Okay.
because you actually do not see him cast a spell, because he's behind the chandelier.
Okay.
It's got something in its hands.
Saving throw.
What am I rolling for? Okay.
Well,
Ooh. Well, Gilly got a natural 20.
Chase got a natural.
Hey!
Justice got a natural 20.
It's so expensive!
The fuck?
Alrighty.
are you at least double digits?
No.
Oh, buddy.
I got a natural 8.
It was ordained.
I get a
12
natural
total.
11.
Alexis.
11 total.
11,
Unless it's a magically created plant.
14, no.
Is it a charm spell?
18. Hold on, guys. God damn it. 18. Okay, that's not very good.
It's Constitution save. It's not charm. Calm down.
It's charming your intestines.
It's a joke.
Okay, so what was your total, Sevilius?
12.
Take 19 points of poison damage.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
11.
19 points of poison damage.
So 2 natural 20s over here.
So
But that's-
9 points of poison damage.
That's halved for me, right?
Yeah.
Natural.
You're resistant to poison damage.
Okay.
Natural
So-
20.
Natural 20.
6.
19 points of poison.
Yeah.
9 points of poison
And then
damage.
halved? Yeah.
9 and then halved. Yeah. You have advantage on the saving throw, Selena. Sorry,
Because
I
it's
should have.
poison?
Yeah, I messed up. It not only is a spell, but is poison. It's Cloud Kill again. We're doing it this out of turn.
18.
9 then has 4 points of poison damage.
Yay, I get 5
This is just-
the only one.
So, Selena, what are you doing? He lets loose a cloud kill that fills the room with horrid poisonous power and stench. What do you wish to do, Selena? We're going to do this kind of out. There's only one enemy, so we're going to try this out of turn order and stuff.
Okay, so he is doing the theme Charm Monster.
Okay. I would say, let's see here.
No, I learned that he wasn't a
Yeah, he's human.
vampire. He's human. Charm person.
Alrighty.
No, but, yeah.
Get him.
Yeah.
has
He's a
a-
humanoid, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has
sorry.
advantage because it's a charm effect and it's charm
I'm
person
okay with
anyway.
this.
Yeah, not 19.
19.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm afraid that's not going to work.
You can't blame me for trying. I don't want to kill you. You're not a vampire.
He's not a vampire. I don't know why I looked at you like that.
I'm
Would you do
gonna poke
anything
my
with your
head
bonus
around.
action?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Actions, my bonus actions.
Actually,
Nah,
yeah, no, just, yeah, perfect.
I'm just gonna stand there.
It's a lot of damage.
I should probably.
Yeah, you want to move out of the...
Yeah, I'm gonna take one step back, but I'm gonna guard the doorway. So I'm gonna be
Like that?
beefy in the doorway.
a 10-foot wide doorway. Right. Then I will say Gilly.
Okay. How tall are the ceilings, and does the cloud fill?
12 feet, yeah, it
Okay,
fills this whole
definitely
thing.
fills. Okay. That answers
Kind of
that
move.
question.
Breezely, he's
for me.
flying behind this chandelier. I would actually put him here.
Oh, he's over there.
Yeah, he's flying to
Oh,
the
fuck.
entrance. Yeah, that's where the chandelier was
Okay.
described when you guys first entered. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to... Oh, wait. I can move myself. What am I doing? Sorry.
So I have really bad spatial awareness.
That's all right. We'll get there eventually. I try to wait to throw up the maps in DMing because it's like once you throw it up, it's like your players just start inspecting every square inch.
Yeah.
It loses all focus.
So I thought he was in the middle of that room. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But you're still guarding the doorway. You're still doing your thing.
You're outside of the
Well, I
door.
wouldn't need it to because he's on the other side.
Oh, I thought you were standing between you and your friends.
No, I was trying to keep him from leaving the room so they could punch him.
All right. So what are you doing?
I would like to... Oh, let's see.
I love the fight music when it starts. It makes me happy every time.
I would like to
He's a
try...
citizen.
Fuck it. I'll try Charm Person.
Okay, guys.
I know, but I have a much higher DC.
25.
Fuck.
He's
Alright, not
he's-
that high. And I will say, Clokey, restrain him.
Clokey pops out. Clokey lands directly in front of you and makes an attack roll. Oh. And then he has to roll to see. So Clokey hits, but he hits a mirror image.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Alright, so that's you, that's Clokey. Justice! I'm just going right to left.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to move forward till I'm within 20 feet of him, and
Yeah.
also trying to get out of the cloud kill. I'm going to drop the concentration on silence.
Okay.
Because it's not doing anything for us right now. And I'm going to use bonus action to hex him.
Remembering Lord Campton's words from earlier, you're like, you know what? I can do better shadow magic. I'm so glad I got to roleplay Lord Campton.
That was amazing.
That was
Thank
pretty
you,
funny.
guys.
Oh my
And
God.
Shadows Coalesce. What disadvantage ability check would you like to give him?
I'm guessing, strength should be fine.
All right.
And then I'm going to toss 2 daggers at him.
Okay, let's find out.
I do not have advantage on this one. I know I was going to pull up the second dice. That is a 23 to hit.
1 second, I have to remind myself of something. 23 to hit. Yeah, let's see if you hit him. So your dagger flies at him, passes through a mirror image, and now 2 remain.
I'm like,
So 4, yeah.
that is a clever trick. And I'm going to toss with my second dagger attack at the remaining one.
Literally seeing useless.
So 1, no wait, 1, 2. He has 1 left. There's 2 of them now.
Yeah, in the void.
Go ahead and roll it to an attack. Yep. Yeah, but it didn't work.
That is a 27 to the attack.
That hits. Passes through the dagger.
You son of a bitch!
He's actually really hard to hit because he's behind pretty much 3/4 cover. So you're just like, and you're nailing him, but they're passing through these mirror images.
So is the hex actually on him then?
It is. And
Okay,
it just applies to attack rolls.
Okay. That's it. So I'm going to...
Oh, that makes me happy.
At least I've eliminated them all.
So that's your
gonna
action. Those are your actions. Your bonus action. That's your turn.
Yep.
I will say Sovelius. Go ahead.
Alright, Blade Song.
Mhm.
I will double move to get in front of the door.
Don't kill him.
So 30.
So
Okay.
30,
Good,
40 will
good.
get me here with my
You're
Blade
fine.
Song, and then another 40
Yeah.
to basically get me in front of the door.
So bonus and then action dash. You're making sure he doesn't leave.
Yep.
Draw your blade and you begin the song of your elven lineage. Lineage. Francis's turn.
Morning of the age
I don't
of
know.
Sovelius, age of Sovelius. Alright, so Francis
Micah
is going
Forte was
to
there
try a
before.
thing. Is this?
Actually, let's read the spell for the chat, shall we?
So, you speak a one-word command to a creature you can see within range. The target, and the range is 60 feet.
You're good.
So the target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw, or follow the command on its next turn. The spell has no effect if the target is undead, if it doesn't understand your language, or if your command is directly harmful to it.
All right, so it's going to follow it at the start of its turn? Does it say use its action? I'm sorry. I was moving Francis.
It says it will do it on its next turn.
All right, thanks.
So, and so that's his action.
Yep, and that's his move.
And then,
Did he want to move with his bonus action? He's a half-orc.
How far did that get him? Did he use all of his movement to get there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Yep. 30 feet.
Then yeah, because
5, 10,
he has,
15,
what is that, aggressive? Is that the thing?
30 be aggressive. I'm pretty sure half-orcs have it too. Did I dream that up?
No, I think you're right. Let me just double check.
Alrighty, that's his turn. Greasley, start of Greasley's turn. Cloudkill rolls away from him. He's still hovering behind the chandelier. He still cannot be seen, technically, because he's behind 3/4 cover. And he is going to cast a spell.
Doesn't he drop at the beginning?
Oh, yeah, he does! Ha ha ha! So he goes, and drops, and I will say he actually just drops. He'll take damage. He takes 3 points of falling damage. He has to see if he maintains concentration on Cloudkill. He maintains concentration. And then he drops, and then he flies up, because since he can fly, it will. And goes behind the chandelier again.
How tall is this chamber?
12 feet.
So it's all 12
ceilings.
feet. Okay, just checking. So he's not all that high up. Perfect.
Alrighty. I need you guys to make Constitution saving throws. So you can see this there's this sudden frigid cold wind that starts to enter the room. The temperatures drop suddenly. Everyone make Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
Cloaky is not immune.
This won't be great this time.
1 second. Justice.
18.
18 total. So you're going to take 22 points of cold damage. Selena.
7.
44 points of cold damage.
Oof.
Oh.
18 for Gilly. And
22 points of cold damage.
and-
Absorb element.
Absorb element! Holy fuck, absorb element!
But for Francis, it's only a 13.
Alrighty. Justice, you got a bonus to your charisma, but I think you made it anyway, so you're good. So 44 if you fail, 22 if you succeeded. So for Francis, what did he get?
13.
13, 44 points of cold damage.
21.
21, 22 points of cold damage.
Absorb element.
All right. So this massive torrent of cold lets loose. And you guys almost feel like you're frozen momentarily. And he flew 10 feet up.
Wait, was that a spell?
Yeah, you can't see him. He's
Okay,
behind the
damn it.
chandelier. And he's going to move.
Can I see him?
No. He is behind a massive chandelier. Oh! You can, yeah. Yeah, you can.
Well then
yeah.
that probably would have counterspelled.
Try it.
Instead of absorb elements, but yeah.
Try it.
Nope.
All right. So you don't
That's a
get your
3
absorb
on the
element.
dice.
You do
Yep.
not get your absorb element. You attempt to counterspell it. It fizzles. And so he moved 10 feet up.
Let's try, buddy.
15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, this won't do. The master will be most displeased. He's gonna start. He's good. He seems to be flying away. I'm gonna say Sovelius' turn. I'm going from right to left. Dynamic turn order.
Okay. I will cast a fireball at him.
Fuck him up.
Nope. It fails.
Do you need extra D6s?
No,
because
I
I
have
have
all
all
the
of
Go ahead
them.
and roll 8d6.
Oh no! What is...
Where's the hole? I heard him. Yeah, I don't care at this point.
Oh, he's just a kindly old man who
Yeah.
lets his master feed on people. What is this moral?
Yeah,
what is this
like,
moral praxis I'm hearing?
More like
No.
Kill him.
Every life is sacred.
It's a vampire. He could be charmed and dominated and all that.
Uh-huh.
Fair enough.
It could be.
Gilly's seen it happen.
That's a fair point, actually. That is a fair point.
Thank you. It is.
You can have like a.
He's not, but it's a fair point.
Well, it's not like
29
Gilly
I know.
knows.
I know.
His somatic.
How much?
29 points of fire damage.
Ooh, doggy! So as it blasts into him, you can see him completely rocked. The Cloud Kill spell did roll away. He's going to still maintain concentration. He does not maintain concentration on the Cloud Kill spell. You see the gas disappear. That was your action.
And then I will move up and...
He's still 10 feet away from you,
15,
even if you get in the square next, quote-unquote, next to him.
30. So he's hovering up?
Yeah, he's flying.
Okay, got it. And you could just do that naturally. It's not
Yep. He's a dick. All right, Francis.
Francis, you tell me, would Francis use force at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, Francis is going to cast... I'm so sorry. Can you tell me, because you probably know better than I do, how do spirit guardians work, and would it be appropriate in this time?
What?
Spirit guardians, is that appropriate in this moment? I'm trying to read
Yeah.
through it, but I don't want to sit here and take up all our time.
Sure, Spirit Guardians.
Alright, well in that case, he's going to cast spirit guardians.
Alrighty. I believe that, how many does that conjure?
It conjures...
15 feet
within
away.
15 feet.
Okay.
Up to a distance of 15 feet, yeah.
Alrighty.
Any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it, so he designates the party to be unaffected.
Does he move up?
Yeah, he'd move up to make sure that it can get him.
Alright.
I haven't needed to know how this spell works, so sorry.
Alrighty. Anything else you'd like to do?
So that was his
Action.
Bonus action. He's going to try... no, that's not the thing. Oh wait, that's too high a thing. I suppose he can try a compelled duel.
Compel duel is what level?
It's the first level.
Alright.
And it's a bonus action.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yep. 14.
No. Doesn't
Okay.
work. Read off compelled duel.
One creature you can see within range must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is drawn to you, compelled by your divine demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you. And
Is that
must-
concentration?
It is...
So then just Spirit Guardians.
Oh, okay.
That'll be your
Shit.
turn.
Yes. Good call.
Alrighty. So
My bad.
then, Justice, go ahead.
I will.
Sorry.
There's no one to give me advantage on my attacks, so I will just make attacks against him.
All right.
He's not adjacent to anyone. Yeah, I guess Kobe's fine. So just 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 21 and a 19 on my 2 daggers.
21 and 19, my good man. I believe you've gotten rid of all of the mirror images, and so hit.
Excellent. No sneak attack, unfortunately.
So what were the total? Sorry.
21 and 19.
He'll shield the 19, so just the 21 hits.
Okay. Thanks for not doing it on the very first one. Appreciate that. So that will
I didn't
be
see you had shield.
9, 10, 14 points of damage.
14 points
You're
damage.
not gonna sneak. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to drink one of my greater healing potions.
All right, 44 plus 2. Heal it. Selena.
Okay. So, first order of business is a mass healing word
All right.
for all of the party. That is 3 plus 4, 7 points of healing for everyone. Alright, which is not nearly enough, but here we are.
How much?
And 7, please, for
7.
both of you.
Perfect.
I'm no longer bleeding.
And then I am going to ice knife him.
Ice knife. Roll to attack. ZC's pretty high.
But I have 120 feet. It's a 17 plus 8.
That'll hit.
Yay! Okay, now what do I do? On a hit, takes 1d10 piercing,
He does.
and that's 3.
Okay.
Shard explodes,
So he makes a dexterity saving
make
throw.
me a dex save, please.
Mm.
DC 16.
He gets a 16.
Ooh, so he doesn't take the cold damage.
Alrighty.
But he's 10 feet away from everyone else, so no one else has to make the dex save.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Alrighty. So you whip out an ice knife, slapping him. You can see he is on his last leg. He was hoping that shield was going to protect him, but that ice knife magically pierces through it and gets him right there, and he's bleeding profusely. He's trying to fly away. He's looking back.
Okay, so bonus action.
Yeah.
I'm not moving.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Gilly.
So, Clokey tries to restrain him again, do the shadow snare thing.
Clokey has to see if he can recharge it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, he recharges it.
Hey!
Restrain him.
He misses with a natural one.
Oh, it's okay, Clokey, you do so much. So then, Gilly will. You said he's looking real, like on his last leg, kind of thing. And his shield is up. I'll just vicious mockery him.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
No, fails.
Yeah.
I'll
2 on the
say-
dice.
Oh boy. So, I will say to him. So it's 7 points of psychic damage, and I'll just say, you really ought to be treating people better in this city.
You can see him go, and he falls. When he falls, you can see his shins just break. And they go
no.
they go past his knees, and he just crumples like a bag of bones.
Oh no!
He was an old wizard, an old mage,
So
and he dies.
Oh.
His head smacks into the hard stone.
No one warns you about the smell. Okay.
So, giant. Is it the door?
Huh?
I forgot his name. I'm so terrible. Francis, is it time to talk to a door? You got this.
What? Oh, you mean the door
big
that looks
door.
really hungry?
With the face.
Oh, sure. He starts to charge over there.
Francis,
Is that
can you help me out?
smart?
I'm a bit hurt.
Oh, yeah, we
Before
should
we do
Yeah,
the door thing.
Francis is pretty hurt. So
So you guys are trying to stop Francis?
Francis can lay on hands for himself, at least.
Yes, I'm going to say perhaps we should do some healing before we advance.
No.
I was damaged, but I'm feeling much better now.
What room would you guys like to try to rest in?
Okay. Probably just this one for
So,
like 2 minutes.
There's a bar, kind of, like a sitting area with drinks. There's
I mean,
a
I don't know if we
a
want to do
day
a full
room.
short rest.
No, God, no.
bookcase. Okay, I'm just asking. And then there's
Yeah.
a green fountain.
We're just going to really quickly heal up. I would just say in the room that, like, maybe that we did the last stand in, so there's no, like, direct line of sight for the hungry door.
Okay.
Just really quickly.
Just back in
patch
here.
everyone's- Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so action. So declare your healing, folks, and then roll it.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
I was gonna do a cure wounds on Sibelius and a cure wounds on myself because I saw him drink the potion.
Gilly is going to cast a first level healing word on Francis. And that's so that's a total of 8.
10, and I have 7.
This is rough.
How are you feeling?
Still somewhat hurt.
So Francis is still at like half. Does Francis have any potions?
Yeah, he would have started with, I would say, 4 common potions and 2 greater.
So he's going to take a greater.
Yeah, he never asked, but that's about.
44?
Yep.
Plus 4. Okay. That'll get us somewhere. 4, 6,
I like the.
13.
I actually like the silence because it feels like after the fight.
Yeah.
It's intentional. This happened on
And,
purpose.
Gilly is also going to drink a greater.
And you have
10.
potions, right?
Yeah, I gave you a greater before. Remember? After last
I think I
fight.
used it.
No,
I don't have it on my
Do
sheet.
you want more healing?
14.
you want to get
I
disintegrated?
have 2 regular healing potions that I am saving for during fights if I get really hurt. Or if somebody goes down. Because I have no other way to bring people back up. I can no longer have the greater.
Okay. Then I will cure.
And you gave me a greater in the Tiltine King.
Alright, so that's another 9 points of healing for you.
9.
Wait,
Perfect. That should be fine.
Alrighty. So Francis is like, you guys want me to go talk to the door?
Once you
He's
healed up.
also gonna lay on hands for himself, but I haven't figured out how many points yet. I'm trying to heal Gilly and him.
Okay.
7.
Perhaps we should ascertain the nature of the door's magics, or if it has them, before we send. I'm sure that you would do quite well, but I do not wish to see you harmed.
Are you able to scan the door, Justice?
Of course. I will wait until everyone is ready to advance.
Perfect.
That's a long hallway.
You'll kind of see better once I reveal it.
And then
It's a pretty large house. Estate.
and Gilly is also going to.
This is a really cool map.
Thank you. Courtesy of, well, not courtesy, I bought it, but Nick. Something.
Gilly-
Aaron.
Gilly's going to very quietly sing a song to cast her spell. She's going to cast a second level Armor Vagathis on herself,
All right.
and she's going to sing, "Armor up, I am one with the snow and ice. Armor up, you'll never see me die."
You take 90 points of disintegration damage.
Right. Precisely.
And,
How dare you?
what is this? 35 points of lay on hands for what's his face.
Hot.
Alrighty. Feeling sufficiently healed up, you guys approach the door of hunger, the hunger door as I'm calling it. Toothy maw spinning. It's been less than 10 minutes. His spirit guardian is still up. Cloaky hangs in the background. An eerie silence fills the manor. Justice, as you approach the door and cast detect magic. Yeah, this thing has this thing has magic. It seems to be warded from opening. So I would say abjuration. And then it has. I don't know what this would be. Yeah, necromancy. The two auras, like a Venn diagram, kind of mingle. They rotate.
I will describe this. It is necromantically and whatever the first word.
Abjuration.
Abjurationly enchanted. Perhaps you can dispel it.
I can try.
Or we need to feed it something to open it.
Well, we have. Nope.
We
The
do have a
corpse.
corpse.
Just throw the corpse into it.
No,
Yeah.
this is terrible.
Let's
we
do
don't
it.
want to make
Yep.
the thing. No, guys. This is
Yep.
not.
Can perhaps-
None of this is good.
Perhaps one of you can ascertain what the nature of the magic does before we try.
Behind you. In real life, behind you.
Who's proficient in religion? No one, right?
I am.
Oh, you are. Roll
Yeah.
religion.
And I think is Francis. No.
The paladin.
They're
I don't
charisma
think,
based.
right? You know.
He means well.
Where is it? Oh, there. Yep. No, he's not. It's technically above average.
I've heard that a lot.
Oh, I lied. Apparently, I'm not trained in religion. I'm
Oh my god.
But I am
You
jack
can-
of all
You
trades.
can still roll it.
Okay.
Roll for it.
So that's a total of 13.
Yeah, it looks like you should feed the door lots of blood.
Let us go retrieve the corpse.
Yep. Alright.
I don't like this.
Or she can simply try to dispel it.
Do we want to get rid of the evidence? Is this the one that we're burning down, or is this not the one we're burning
No, we're burning down the
I
tower.
want us to burn this one down.
Not this one? Just
There's
the
a lot
other
of-
one?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of stone.
It'll get rid of the evidence. We've gotten rid of everything else. This is terrible.
So I start Aaron ceremoniously, like I grab him by the back of his belt. I'm just like,
So unfortunately, a good bit of the juice was spilt whenever he fell, slammed into the stone door, and he was like 90 years old. So he just
Yeah, like a wet bag.
and he's a pretty
drops
old,
from-
tiny guy to begin with. You can see it was mostly the purple robes and the fluff of his beard. You wring him good, you wring him dry. As you do, the blood drips into this open maw, and you can see
Sit
these.
back, dodge action.
You see these little beams of light, zzz, zzz, but they only get so far. It's not enough.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
It's about a third of the way there.
Gilly,
So
stick
we
your
have,
hand in it.
hang on, we have a couple bodies that have been gentle reposed in our bag of holding.
what?
The
What?
assassins that
Yeah,
tried to
we
murder
do.
you. We were gonna maybe question them, so they're preserved for another so many days.
Yes. That's a deep cut.
We
Yep.
could,
Alright,
we could
let's
just
do it.
hang on, don't put them in there, but like we could still bleed them a little. This is really, I'm disgusted with
Perhaps-
everything I'm saying.
I'm glad I don't carry this bag or keep track of its contents.
They're dead. I don't think they're going to mind.
I know, but
I'm just.
Oh, I don't
I'm like,
like
all
any
right.
of this.
I'm gonna start
Yes,
like one of them just to see if it's enough.
After the first assassin, that's 78 points. So the blood just pours in. Luckily, the gentle repose spell, it kind of gives way at this point. You can see the white magic opens as the blood drips on it because you're kind of hanging him over and doing kind of basically like dunking his head in. And
used to
the
this.
the white shield that guards his body disintegrates and just gives way to a tide of blood from his neck. As the blood rushes in, it seems to be almost magically drawn from this assassin, this black-robed assassin who I imagine is now naked. And it just rushes into the door, and the magic lights go. And a beam. And another beam. And the teeth of the door is opening.
It's open.
Nope.
yeah.
Now
I
the
was
teeth
afraid
are
of that.
open. The teeth are showing.
I was afraid of that.
Okay.
Do we really need these assassins? Like, we know where it came from, and they're dead, so we really can't help them.
Are we sure we need to get through this door?
I don't know. Seems legit.
Push
Where
it
else?
on the
Where
injustice.
else is there to go here? Is
We
there
have not-
anywhere else to go here?
We have not surveyed the expanse of the.
We just assumed that the high and mighty would be behind the most protected door.
I mean,
It's the
kind of-
door that Grizzly disappeared into, he left into. When
What
then he
was
came
stand
back
to
and
it?
said the Baron isn't expecting you.
Do we need to feed it?
Just push them on the injustice.
I'm gonna like.
See it? As you put the head in, it door opens.
All right.
D&D,
Let's go kill us a
you're gonna
vampire.
have bodies in your bag of holding.
I'm sorry, there was actually a room early. This is where you guys passed through this hallway. This is where the blood door is.
Oh god, were there statues?
Yeah, they're not. They're just armor.
Uh-huh. That's what they all say.
Even if they were, I can't spray them on you now.
When the door opens, Francis is going to use Divine Sense.
Okay. And he is sensing for undead, I'm guessing?
Of course.
He senses undead.
Well, yeah, but how many?
It's
It's not a are they here? It's a how, like, what are we dealing with?
I know how it works. One,
Right, no,
two,
I mean that's his intent.
There's 10,000.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
he
8,
keeps counting.
Yeah.
10.
Fuck me.
Keep
10 or 11?
10 or 11 within 60 feet.
Oh, not 60 feet. I thought it was a mile. I'm
That's ranger shit.
Oh, that's right. So within 60 feet.
Yeah, within 60 feet that's not behind total cover.
9.
20. No, just going up. 2.
2, okay. Alright, and, yep, okay.
As the door opens,
There's 2. 2.
as the door opens, the hunger door, you see a beautiful, if ill-kept, kind of chapel throne room, where two gorgeous young elves stand. One has flowing blonde hair and wears a very strapping suit of purple and black. The other wears a blood-red dress that just drapes elegantly around her elven, lithe form. She has dark midnight hair with accents of purple and blue. It's sharply cut and beautifully straight. She has a kind of wild-looking whip that writhes back and forth at her command. The Baron Kevin Anders is a gorgeous blonde Aramir, and he looks beyond to see you all standing at the door. I don't remember ordering takeout.
That's a good one.
Everyone roll initiative.
Yes.
Oh, pick a die. Okay.
Well, that happened.
Nope, that's terrible.
No, I reroll once.
Oh, thank God. All the net 20s and everything wasted.
Okay, that's all right.
I rolled double digits.
And so,
We traded spots.
sorry, quick question because I kind of lost a little bit of track of it. Did Cloaky take damage before?
He did. He took 44 points of cold
So
damage.
he would
I
have.
think he's unconscious and he's back on your back.
Oh.
I looked. He's not immune.
Okay. So Cloaky is not a thing I can utilize at this time.
Correct.
So he would have gotten 7 points of healing with everyone else. if
No, he
whatever
was.
that-
He's rendered unconscious from the cone of cold, and he's
That's fine. That's fine.
He's dormant for a day.
Oh,
so
God.
I'm wearing
Yeah.
Cloaky again.
He's not healable
So
once he's unconscious.
that's
Okay.
that's totally fine. Just needed to make sure I.
Yeah, good catch. I forgot because I was counting all the things. Cloaky, the magical cloak.
Do we
Cloaky is
still-
such a good cloak.
Do we still clean it?
Cloaky is best cloak.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I'm gonna try to blow my nose over here.
Everyone can hear you.
I know.
Just crank the music.
Everyone, be really quiet right now. So they can hear her. Oh shit.
I'm surviving this for you because we love you.
Sorry, I didn't
It's
bring
okay.
a sheet of paper and I gotta locate my baddie again. Do. Try and I try. I don't even know where it went.
Just remove him.
Yeah, just get rid of him.
He just dies.
It's fine.
Make up a number.
Make it
5
real.
HP. He has 5 HP.
500. 500 each.
Alrighty,
Seems balanced, right?
almost there, guys. Thank you, Google Docs. Oh my god.
If we didn't have duplicates of everything that we use.
You guys could take this chance to plug something.
Don't forget our friends at Animal Helper.
Oh yeah, I think I forgot to
The
mention that.
Animal Helper. They are fantastic, and they need a lot of help right now. They have a lot of animals in need that they are trying to help, and pay attention to them on social media platforms. There's a link down below on our
Yeah.
Twitch page, and even if all you're doing is retweeting and reposting, like sharing the posts that they have on social medias, that does a lot. If you can help in any other way, donating, using Amazon Smile, selecting them as your charity of choice, anything you can do helps. And they need all the help they can get right now. They do a lot of good for animals in the area of New Orleans,
Alrighty.
and they bring people a lot of happiness with those animals that they rescue.
The time for promos is over.
Okay.
So the initiative counts 25 to 20.
Yep.
Shit.
That's the thing that happened. 20 to 15.
16.
16.
18 for Francis,
Okay.
and 15 for Gilly.
15 for Gilly.
Yes.
Justice.
11.
Selena.
5.
Okay.
So I guess I'm not casting Fireball. 'cause you
Not
guys
as
are
such. You're like, oh, you know what? Did I? Wait, it's been a while since I tuned to the clutch.
I've been on.
Oh, vampires.
So she has a whip,
Yeah.
and it's just moving on its own.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
And then he has a what? A sword?
He has a scepter
A scepter.
and a rapier.
Scepter, as in like magical thing.
You'll find it.
Okay.
Hardly know her.
I just mean like a scepter is usually a magic implement.
Yeah, it usually is.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Top of the
Oh, boy.
round. We are going to do lair actions.
Oh no.
Shit.
Time to kill vampires.
Well,
We're not in their lair.
we technically didn't
This
step
isn't a
in,
lair.
so
This is
Yeah,
hardly
that's not gonna
constitutes
matter.
lair. This is more like
Am I at
shack.
the back of this nonsense?
So there is a flicker
so.
of shadow.
Uh-oh.
Kevin Anders just appears in front of you and in front of you. So
Oh,
Justice
great.
and Sevilius.
Hello.
Hey.
So was the spirit animal still up?
Yeah, Spirit Guardians are still up.
So, wisdom saving throw, right? Because he entered the area.
Yeah, and it covers half of the move. And I will get to that. Just give me a
Perfect.
second here. Wisdom saving throw. That will be 15.
Damn it. Succeeds.
Alrighty.
So, I'm checking to see if it's a half. Half, yep. So half of 3d8 radiant.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh. He'll take 4 radiant.
Alrighty. 4 radiant.
That is halved.
With with that 4 points of radiant damage.
Yes.
So it, and you can see he steps into this bright light, and that's just the lair action on initiative count 20. He vanishes.
Can I probably wouldn't have been in front with the range and everything if we have Francis with us. I don't want to revisionist.
That's
I'm
fine.
just saying that's not where I normally would place myself if we had a paladin with us. Thank you.
That's fair.
Perfect.
And then on the following initiative order, during Kevin's turn, he's going to do something. He's going to do
Yeah.
stuff. He's going to make a rapier attack against good old Francis.
Okay.
He is technically in sunlight. He starts his turn in sunlight and takes 20 points of radiant damage. As you can see, he... So he is then going to, realizing that he has made a mistake, he is actually going to walk away, but does not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Oh.
5, 10. This is not disengage. He just doesn't provoke.
Wasn't he trying to make a rapier attack?
He entered,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, I got it. Don't worry.
Sorry.
5, 10. So he steps back 15 feet. He's like,
I made a
no.
huge mistake.
Oh, technically he's
He did-
starting his turn though in the spirit
And I
guardians.
declared that he took the damage. He entered it.
Is it only the one?
It's start
time?
or end. Yeah, it's
Start or not both.
Let's just.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't quit interrupting me, please.
I'm sorry.
All right. Aha! Actually, he's currently immune to sunlight. My bad. So he will step forward. So you see him. He dips into the sunlight, and he just so that he's vanished in. Now he's going to attack. All right. Against Francis, 22 to hit.
That will hit. Gilly is going to try catching words. She's going to sing. Where did I have it? She's going to sing. Oh, shit, I don't remember. She's going to cutting words.
Alrighty.
Brings it down to 4 by 4. So
18 to
that's,
hit.
Yeah, it still hits.
He takes 13 points of piercing damage and 3 points of necrotic from the rapier. Second attack, he brings it around. Goes to attack you. You see he's quite skilled. 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Alrighty.
Even
You take 13 points of piercing damage, 3 points of necrotic damage.
16 total.
So he chin. That's not a bonus action or anything. Now he will just step away. Doesn't provoke a foul attack for opportunity. You see he has these kind of deft moves. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he stands between Theodosia. Yes?
Spirit Guardian says the affected creature's speed is halved.
Okay. So he moves out. It doesn't change anything. He still had 5 feet left of movement.
Just checking.
Alrighty. Francis.
Francis is gonna go attack him.
Yeah.
He's gonna get up in there. Okay. 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
3rd level smite.
Alrighty. 24? Yeah, that'll hit. That'll hit and then some.
No, I can't move.
Or actually, 2nd level smite. Sorry.
I can move him. Not on that screen, apparently. Because of reasons.
68.
Get him. God. I know what I'm playing when Justice dies.
A
Again?
paladin?
Yeah.
They're pretty great.
You know what? She just
We should do
multi-class in a
Paladin
paladin.
one shot. And just do Paladin one shot. We all play Paladins.
I'll play paladins. We have a warlock one shot.
For 29 points of radiant damage.
Ooh, doggy.
Yeah.
29 points of radiant damage.
And attack again.
Alrighty.
Yeah. How's he looking?
He's fine.
Okay, just checking. 19.
19. 19 will hit.
Ha ha. Alright, another 2nd level smite. But that's all the way out
Yeah,
there.
19 will still hit. Damn.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. That's much better than the last one. Alright. 20, 30, 35 points of radiant damage, please.
Ooh, doggy.
God.
So smash! These 2 blasts of pure radiant sunlight slam into the vampire. He's looking rough.
Alright. And then... yeah. Bonus action wise, just double checking. Yep, I think that's good. I think we got it.
Alrighty. So at the start of Theodosia's turn.
I like that name.
Thank you. It's from Hamilton.
She writes you a letter every day.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna need to make and you guys cannot see her for a counter spell. I need Francis to make a Constitution saving throw. At the start of Theodosia's turn, she's gonna take 20 points of damage. She is not affected by Spirit Guardians. That square, it covers less than half.
Okay.
So she looks out towards Francis. She's like, "Oh, darling, you don't understand that you're out of your depth." And she just puts out a...
Natural 20.
Alrighty. So he's gonna take half.
Oh, excuse me.
I really don't think so.
So instead of 59 points of damage, he will take 29.
Okay.
So she just reaches out and a virulent disease touches him.
Ew.
And life force starts to drain from his body.
Oh no!
That's harm.
No!
That's not nice.
Oh
Yep.
no!
Yeah, that's a thing that just happened.
Very
With her
bad.
bonus action, she's going to heal her husband. So you can see from her kind of robe and whatnot, she's just like, there's these blood tendrils that rip off of her. And they heal him.
Oh.
A little bit.
Oh no!
12 and 19 plus 4, 23. Heals him for 23 points. The blood caresses his form. She's going to go 5, 10, 15 with her object interaction.
Uh-oh.
That's her turn.
Oh no.
So, Belius.
7, 8. No.
You throwing a fireball there, champ?
So, Blade Song. as my bonus,
Yeah.
I will toss a fireball at right next to her at the back corner of that throne, which should hit both of them and
Cool.
avoid Francis.
Cool. Yep.
Worth level, so 96. DC 16 dex saves, please.
DC 16 dex saves. You see they're pretty, they have some alacrity to them.
Correct. Yeah, I expect them to succeed. most likely.
23, she makes it, and then
Wow, that is almost one damage. That's cool.
they both make it. 23 and 27.
Oh, we're all getting. Never mind. Don't forget your bonuses to your saving throws when you're next to Francis.
When you're in his
Yeah.
first little aura there.
Yeah.
+2, guys.
Glorious.
I don't think it would have affected anything so
Yeah,
far.
it wouldn't have saved me earlier. I still would have been single digits.
22, so they take 11. Because I removed almost minimum damage on that.
Aw, so 11 points of fire damage.
Yep.
Sorry, buddy.
Suck it, suck.
You see Theodosia, she seems to take even less.
Yeah. 5, 10.
That, and then you're moving?
I can't get there. Okay.
Your speed's 40.
Yeah, I know. But I don't think I can get... I can't get base to base with her. So I will go above Kevin Anders here. Go right there. Actually, one down. I'll sit next to Francis.
Alrighty.
Try to pin him in the corner.
Gilly, it's your turn.
Gilly will move up so that she is at least within sight of Lady Theodosia and Counterspell. Yeah,
Alright, I'd say right there, just past the blood door.
That works for me. Alright, and then... Come on, click. Do the thing. Shit. She's gonna cast Moonbeam.
Okay.
So I'll
5 foot
say
radius or 10 foot?
it is a 10-foot. 10-footer.
Okay.
So when the moon hits your eye and I don't want to die, I cast Moonbeam.
Alright, start of their turn. Where are you?
Oh my god.
About's where you casting it.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
About on her?
Yeah, try it. Yeah, I don't want to get civilians
Alrighty.
in there, so
We'll say about here, I guess.
yeah, to catch anything that comes in the door.
Alright. So there. Alrighty. Start her turn, she'll make a constitution saving throw.
Correct.
Is that your turn?
So that's my action. Bonus action. I'm gonna throw out a first level healing word to Francis because he's looking hurt.
Harm's a fun spell. 14d6.
Oh my
It's
god.
not fun. Thank you very much. All right, he's gonna get 7 points.
Hey,
of
it can't
healing.
kill you.
It can't
Did you
kill
just say it can't kill you?
Yeah, you can't go
Harm.
past 1.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a very unique way
It's
to
legacy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Legacy swag.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. Gilly Justice.
I'm going to use my action. I'm going to drop the concentration that I still have going on Hex. And I'm going to cast Silence on Theodosia.
There we
Okay.
go.
15 foot radius.
20 foot.
Okay, thanks. All the auras.
Oh yeah.
Thank God for radius tokens. Silence.
And then once all we move up, we
I would
can-
say on the pillar or on a worn object, I guess.
Correct. I was just trying to, something on her because I don't want her just to be able to move out of it.
Okay.
Like on her dress. And then I'm going to just dart over into that corner so I'm out of her line of sight.
Action. All right. That's your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. Selena.
I'm gonna move up next to Gilly.
Silence is a hell of a spell.
It is.
It sure is.
So that I can see the room.
Where are you, Selena?
I don't know.
Oh, I think I never moved you up.
Well, look at
You
that.
don't exist anymore.
5,
Peace out,
10,
guys.
15, 20. That's 20 so far.
As long as I can see the three of them
You
and
can.
whatever is going on in the back, that's fine.
And you have spell sniper, so you don't care about corners.
Yay! Okay. So Yeah, I'm going to hold Fireball for when whatever comes out of that door comes out of that door
Alrighty.
in the back.
Alright.
And before
Speaking
that,
of
as a
which.
bonus action, I was going to do a mass healing word for all of us because we're all within 60 feet of me.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then that's my healing, guys.
Roll it and tell everyone, and everyone will mark down.
1d4 plus 4. That's 7 total healing points for all the people that one of the heals.
Oh, feels so good.
Okay, and then holding Fireball for stuffing him out of the door.
Very nice. That's helping a lot.
Cap's Moonbeam. It's fun.
The songs. I'm happy with the songs.
Pretty great.
I would have yelled out
Selena.
Fireball to everybody.
She got fireball!
Yeah.
And then
Wait.
Fire in the hole!
Because she's in silence in the back,
I am
so she
too.
can't hear me. This is working out great. Okay.
silence is a pretty great spell. Yep.
So she'll open the door and let them all in.
Let
Right,
them
and-
come.
On initiative
Oh no!
count 20, the
That's
lair
fun.
action goes off.
Neat.
No.
Yeah, that's a thing that's happening.
Oh no. There's no counterspelling that. Shit.
Poisonous gas fills the room. It'll be at the start of your turns. We did it last time because it was more thematic.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
20? Hey, guess what? He's immune to poison.
We have learned a thing.
The room fills with raspberry jam.
Different vampires, different strengths.
Oh my god, all of the auras.
This is insane.
Yeah, thank you for all of this.
Matt, can I bother you to move them out a little
Yeah,
bit
how so?
so that we can see the end?
There we
we
go.
go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Also for the viewing pleasure of those at home.
Damn right.
I'm getting fourth ed
correct.
vibes here.
Yeah.
These aura
Yes,
little.
it-
Aura zones.
I'm gonna start dropping conditions on people.
Yeah.
He's
Please,
vulnerable.
please kill me now.
This is like some kind
You
of
get a +2
contemporary
and then
art
a
piece.
-2 and then a +5.
These are all of our feeling bubbles.
Gilly, I need you to go ahead and make a charisma saving throw. Yeah, this is not a spell.
Right.
It is a fear effect. Those are the conditions.
So I get advantage on that because it's a fear effect.
Yeah, you're that
I
kind
have
of. Are you
advantage
that?
against being frightened.
Yeah, there you go. Because you're a halfling.
Correct.
Charisma saving throw. So you picked the wrong target.
Good fucking luck! Reroll ones, but that's a natural 20, so
You're
it doesn't
fine.
matter.
So you can feel for just a moment this horrifying fear as the Baron Anders just gives you a slight little glimpse, and you just stare right back at him. What do you do?
Not today, sweetheart.
And you can feel like he was trying to paralyze you
Yeah,
with the
of course.
simplest glance.
Yep.
And then he'll make his attack, since that's part of his multi-attack. He'll attack Francis first. Natural 20 against Francis. And he's immune to sunlight for 1 minute, so he doesn't have disadvantage at the start of his turn. Oh, he doesn't take the damage, but he's immune to sunlight. But at the start of his turn, he's going to make a wisdom saving throw, though, against Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
Does not make it.
Ooh, yay! So 3d8. Radiant. Oh my god, yes. 18 radiant damage.
The Spirit Guardians burn him, and he is going to go ahead and make a bite attack against Francis, which he did, natural 20. Francis is going to take 10 points of piercing damage, 14 points of necrotic damage, and his maximum HP. So, 10, 14, 24 total.
Right.
That 14 reduces his max by the same amount. Baron
Okay.
Anders heals. So he just... Unlike Lady Katia, this guy doesn't even have to grapple. You can just see his jaw kind of unhinges, and he immediately
Oh my
digs
God.
into Francis's neck. You can hear Francis start to scream.
No.
Because he is outside of the silence bubble.
Yeah, that's why I paused. That's why I paused. He's gonna make one rapier attack as he bites on. I'm gonna say he's gonna bite. He's gonna attack. Yeah, he's gonna attack Francis at this point. Sorry, buddy. 15 to hit Francis.
No.
He gets no advantage from anything that he's done. That's his action.
Oh no.
That's all he's got. That is all he has.
Oh no.
On initiative count 19, a little lonely thing enters the room. So you see the door swing open, and a skeletal figure begin to emerge. It's robed with
In that doorway.
fireball.
Fireball.
So-
So that it goes 10 feet each direction.
Gotcha. So you back shot it behind the skeletal figure. The moment you see it, it erupts.
And it enters Moonbeam.
20.
Good job.
So 15.
What?
20.
Oh, it's 20 on each
It's
side?
a 20-foot radius.
That's okay, then I get...
I got you. I got you.
He's smarter than me today.
You got it. I knew what you meant. I got you, fam. You back shot it. You're trying to cover a good amount of area.
So when
You're not worried about the front. You're worried about the back. But here, got it. What's your DC? It's like 19 or whatever.
It's 18, yeah.
Yeah, they don't take that. How much was the radiant damage?
15 radiant.
Oh shit!
8 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah!
That lackey's having a bad day. That is all I will say.
And then she'll have a bad day too.
He's like, Mrs. Shall I get your coat? But it comes out.
Natural 1 on the deck save against the fireball.
Uh-oh.
That should be like double damage. That should be like a crit for a spell.
No, you really don't want
I
that.
know. That'd be terrible.
What's
Because that
the
would
total?
work for us then. That would be bad.
Okay, 10, 20. So it's 5, 5. So
Yeah.
10, 20, 33. If I can do math. 33 points of fire damage.
You see what's this kind of gaunt skeletal figure with a hand reach out. You can see her space and time begin to rip around you as it casts its spells and enters the room. The moment it enters, and there's just nothing left.
Yeah!
It was going to cast Hunger of Hadar.
Oh, another zone.
Did,
and then Theodosia makes it up. Theodosia makes it 21 total, so she'll take half of that.
okay, so what did I say? 33?
Yeah.
Half of that's what, 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
She's resistant to fire. 8.
Okay.
Alrighty, that was your held action. That's a reaction based off the Deathlock's turn. That Deathlock is dead. Francis.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you guys are doing good.
So,
Starting Cloud Kill.
Yeah, so go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw against poison magical for Francis, buddy.
Oh no, anything flammable back there is now on fire.
Correct, yeah. Oh no, the evil draperies!
The draperies are screaming, but you can't hear them because.
Oh no! What is this?
dirty 20.
This is no way to live.
Okay, he'll save for half. Oh god, these rolls. 16,
Please,
22,
no.
27.
Oh, no.
30 points of poison damage, halved to 15.
Okay.
So poison is filling his lungs as he's being bit down on by a vampire who just unhinged its jaw.
Alright. Okay.
Man, silence is really good. Like, really good. You just shut down half of her abilities. Like, what is that?
So we need to figure out how silence and daylight go together.
Like peanut butter and daylight.
So.
So what's Francis doing, Gilly?
Daylight.
Francis is going to... Oh, fuck. His channel
Give you guys a little more
divinity...
perspective.
Can his channel divinity be used on him?
What does it say? Friendly creatures or what?
Let's see, turn the tide. Each creature of your choice within 30
Yep.
feet. Okay, so he's going to use turn the tide.
All right.
Right now, I think it's only him that's bloodied, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to get...
Kevin Andrews is bloody too.
Well, yeah, he doesn't get it though. He's not choosing Kevin Anders. He's going to...
Wow, I guess his courtesy
bonus
only extends as far as is convenient.
As a bonus action, and he's going to gain 8 points of healing.
All right.
Wait, does it only target bloodied creatures?
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Creatures at half health, yeah.
I'm close.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Close only counts in hookers and hand grenades.
That's right. And...
Just saying hookers instead of horseshoes.
Exactly.
Not
Jesus
making any
Christ. Is he being He's being grappled, right?
No,
He's
just
no,
bit onto. There's no grapple effect. He just bites him. I'll double check, but. So what's he doing?
Can he both attack and try to push him into the moonbeam, or is that just a?
No, that's a whole another feature.
All right. Well, then he's just gonna attack him.
All right, seems as good as any. Man, immune to sunlight for a minute. What a dick.
17.
17 hits, however, with his reaction. He's going to parry the sunblade.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead and make that an attack roll against Francis.
Oh.
Yeah, he's redirecting it into Francis's
It doesn't
neck.
hit.
Okay, then. You're good. So that it goes... you see it swings back around.
Wow. All right. So, second attack.
Yep.
That's 27.
That'll hit. Even with the parry.
Okay. Another second level smite.
So that's 68 plus strength plus 2.
Actually, he doesn't have 5th level spells. Stop that.
God, what if paladins were full casters? What if everything was terrible?
What if paladins had
I think they're underpowered.
proficiency bonus on all saving throws?
10, 20.
I almost rolled Ivegar as a paladin of the ancients in the reroll.
33 radiant. How's our buddy looking?
By what means does Francis wish to vanquish this foe?
Nice.
I mean, you're RPing him.
Hey!
I'm just Jaegering him.
You can't bite me, you sexy vampire! He decapitates him with a swing. Even his immunity won't matter. He disperses. If you could hear you just look at Theodosia and you go,
Yeah. Yep.
is that Francis's turn?
He just looks at Theodosia. He's like, "You're next!"
Start of Theodosia's turn. Her Constitution saving throw is 18.
Okay. So it's the same. Do I roll again? Or is it the same roll as from before?
Roll. It's the same roll.
Okay, so it's 15.
It's because it's an AoE.
15 radiant.
Burns her a little bit. She can't cast any spells.
Correct.
Not any of that she has.
Christ almighty.
She's going to step forward. With her, the silence travels.
Correct.
This is fun. I can't even tell where it is anymore, but I know it's 20 feet from Theodosia.
Yeah.
1 second. So I need... Gilly, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. This is a charmed effect. It is not a spell.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw.
Good luck, God bless.
Remember you have inspiration.
Won't do anything. 0.
You are charmed. You are incapacitated, which means you can't take any actions.
Okay.
Your speed is 0.
Okay.
Each time the vampire harm the target can repeat a saving throw. Target can also repeat a saving throw and uses action to shake the target. Alright, so you just see Gilly stare into her eyes. She just kind of floats a little bit. And in pure silence, Theodosia's just like... And has her charmed. Oh no. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll say she'll make one more step. 30. She's going for Gilly. But stops there and is going to make an attack against Francis. What's your move, honey? There you are. 6 to attack. So she whips out this scourge that she has, this flail-like whip. 20, that's not correct. 24 to hit Francis.
Okay. That hits. Did she enter the zone again?
What zone?
Oh, sorry, I should have been making Constitution
Oh, yeah.
saving throws for him.
Correct.
My bad.
She would
What was
have.
the highest one he would have had to make?
Just roll 2.
That was a 19 on the
That's
die,
good.
so that's good. And that's a 1.
All right, drops.
Yep. Damn it.
Go ahead, Scourge attack. So he's going to take 7 points of slashing damage, and then go ahead and have him make a Constitution saving throw as a whip slashes into the exposed skin that he has.
Okay. 11.
11.
Yeah.
He takes 7 points of additional slashing damage, and he is now bleeding profusely.
Okay.
All right. Second attack.
Wasn't very nice. I'm quite hurt.
And you
Oh,
don't
that's
hear
not-
anything. Because you're in silence now.
24 to hit Francis. He's going to take 7 points of slashing damage. Going to make a Constitution saving throw.
Another 7 points of slashing, you said?
Yeah. So she's raking him across with the scourge. Whack, whack, across his face. He's
That's
bleeding.
a 1.
Blood is going all over. So, okay. He'll take another 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
At the start of his turn, he's going to take 14 points of slashing damage. He's now bleeding. He has 2 bleeds on him.
Okay.
So it's dish, dish with their whip, and it just there's no noise though. It's just you can see blood flying everywhere. It's getting over Civilius. It's getting over Theodosia's already blood-soaked robe, and it is just a massive bloodbath in there.
Francis is barely standing.
Theodosia. Civilius.
Since I'm in silence, I can't cast anything.
Works both ways.
Yep. Yep.
Sure can't
That's
stab her
all
the
purple.
fuck though. Like stab
I
the fuck out of her.
I will stab her with my 1 attack. Or I get 2. Don't I? It's been a while since I've done regular attacks.
You get 2. You have extra attack feature as
Yeah,
of level
that's right.
6.
Yep. So that's just 1d8 plus 5.
Close out of this.
So that is a
This is
18 to hit.
Yeah.
They all 18 to hit.
18 to hit.
Theodosia.
Mm-hmm.
Hit.
She will
Yay.
take 4 fire damage
2. Okay.
and 4 piercing damage because I rolled minimum on fucking everything.
Sorry, buddy.
Second attack, 17 on the
Yeah,
dice.
there you go. Okay, it's not bad.
8 fire
Mm-hmm.
and 6 piercing.
Alrighty, so after slash with the rapier, you can see she's resistant to fire with the 2 slashes. Mark her pretty good, and she's looking rough.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
So at the start of your turn, Sylvia, you need to make a Constitution
I do.
saving throw.
That will be 13.
So you'll take 30 points of poison damage.
Perfect.
Does she have to keep concentration on the charm?
No.
Okay.
And neither the cloud kill. She has no spells up. And Francis took the damage. We're good. Gilly, your turn. At the start of your turn, are you in the? Yeah, it's red.
I'm in it.
Make a Constitution saving throw against magic poison.
Okay.
Cloud kill's fun.
It is fun
19.
when you're out of it.
You make it. You only take 15 points of poison damage.
Okay. And then that's my turn?
Yep.
Okay.
You are incapacitated.
Right. Do I get a save against it at the end of my turn?
You do not. Oh, hold on. Technically, yes, you do.
Okay.
You do now, yes.
Okay.
Because the cloud kill. Because of the cloud kill, folks.
Okay. 2.
Yeah, you didn't.
Not
succeed.
happening.
That's Gilly's turn.
That's my turn.
The Deathlock Mastermind's turn.
Very bad.
This is how it's like to play.
Deathlock Mastermind?
Yep.
This is what you guys fought.
At the beginning of it,
Before
when it
it-
enters the turn, you can still make a Constitution saving throw against DC 10 for your maintain concentration on Moonbeam.
Oh, okay.
You guys need to reflexively make those as players. It's hard to remember, but
I make it.
There's
It's-
a lot of things.
I kind of
to
assumed
You're
that you were
telling
going to
me.
have her drop it.
no.
So
no.
that's, okay. So,
It's a layer action.
okay.
Oh, you mean when you Moonbeam? No, incapacitated doesn't make you drop it.
Okay. I
So
keep it then.
it's gonna make a Constitution saving throw. No, it's gonna take the same radiant damage.
Okay. The 15.
Alrighty. So as it enters,
Gaston. I love it.
okay, I know, right? Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Gaston is
Thanks. You know.
fucking gold.
It's going to begin to cast a spell. You can see lightning whip around its hands.
I'm
Civilius.
incapacitated, so.
I'm silenced.
Yep.
Yeah, it was picking its target. No, 17 to hit, Sibelius.
No.
Yeah. So a massive bolt of lightning streaks on by you, flies on by. That was a 5th level witch bolt.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't even shield either.
Good grief.
Because of the silence spell.
Deathlock Mastermind's turn. Justice.
I am going to use my bonus action to hide.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, go ahead.
That is a 17.
17. Okay, you're...
Because I'm going to then step around the corner and I'm going to toss my dagger at her, hoping to have advantage.
Her passive perception is 18.
Alrighty. I'm going to make a normal attack against her.
Okay.
On the table. That is 19 to attack.
Okay.
Does that hit?
Hits. Yep.
Alright, somebody is within 5 feet.
Yeah.
She takes, that's good, 24 points of damage with the first dagger. As I toss it.
All right.
It returns to my hand. I'm going to throw it again.
Okay.
Fuck. That's not going to hit. That's, yeah.
Miss.
Yeah, 12 points. 12
All right.
on the
So it's a
attack.
hide with your bonus, and throw with your action. You dip on back.
Yes, exactly.
I'll say back to where you were. That's your turn.
Okay, though.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Another Deathlock, not a Mastermind, but a Deathlock, does not make a Constitution saving throw. Takes 15 points of radiant.
All right.
You see it whip. Look at you, Sibelius.
Yep.
Actually, it just cast a spell magic on the silence. And the silence fades.
Well, that happened.
It just got worse.
Was she resistant to necrotic?
Yeah, vampires. Yeah, vampires are. That's the Deathlock's whole turn. Selena!
Just a reminder, Francis is barely standing.
I hold that thought. What does she look like?
She is really... She is looking very hurt, which is below a quarter.
Very hurt.
Okay.
She is...
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Okay. Can I tidal wave?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
missing Francis.
Yes.
And Sibelius
you can
the
hit
door
all-
and going that way.
You can hit all 3 of them in a tidal wave.
That would be great.
Yeah, you can make it 10
Okay.
feet and just push it forward.
Great. That's what I'm gonna do.
Beautiful.
Dexterity on that?
Please.
A natural 20 from Theodosia, so 23,
Okay.
yeah. Or
But
24.
she still takes half.
She does. 4d8. So roll the
Damage.
4d8. Deathlock Mastermind makes it. Regular Deathlock natural 20. So they all make it. Okay. Okay, guys.
Alrighty.
they came to fight.
They have no chill.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a natural 8. Yay! Okay. So 10, 17 plus 5 is 22
Alright.
points.
Magical bludgeoning.
Yes.
None of them failed, so none of them are knocked prone. So that as you learned your water trick, running water. As it passes over Theodosia,
Yeah.
there's just nothing left.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
20 points of additional damage. She
Yes.
just goes.
Oh my god.
What? So good.
Okay.
The blood robes fall, turn into a puddle. Her scourge drops. 2 piles, almost next to each other. That's your action.
That was my action. I don't have my shit together, but let's see. I can do a...
Healing word if you'd like. Or...
Yes. I'm just trying to figure out at what level I'm going to do the healing word. Let's make it a 3rd level healing word.
It'll have to be second.
It'll have to be
Yep.
second.
2d4 plus 4.
2d4 plus 4. Oh, good. Okay. So that's 8 plus 3 is 11 points of healing for our pally. And then, I'm not in the silence spell anymore.
No one is.
Because it's gone.
Yeah.
But I think I owe you a
Oh,
constitution.
I was just going to
saving
say, at the start of your turn, go ahead and make a constitution saving throw. You have advantage because it's poison.
throw. Ooh, I have advantage.
There's been so much cloud kill.
Okay.
I love it.
think that's a 17, straight up 17.
So you're going to take 15 points of poison, then reduce it to half to 7.
7.
Yep.
Okay, thank God. Alright. And then I think that's my turn. That's all I've got.
Alrighty. At initiative count 20, with both the Lair Masters dead, the cloud kill drops.
Oh god.
Good.
You just see it recede.
As the layers reduce one by one.
That was gonna be close. Okay.
That would have given me.
Francis's turn.
So he has 2 wounds, right?
Yeah, so he takes 14 points of slashing damage, just automatically.
Okay. He's at 1.
I think I healed him.
So you see him, he is literally just bleeding out, and your wounds start to patch and heal over his skin, but the blood is almost fighting the wounds, and he's just like pouring out of him. He continues to pour, even though you've healed him. He's still wounded.
Okay. He is going to take his other.
Oh, wound's closed.
Oh, the wound's closed.
Yep, they do now.
Beautiful.
Now that
Okay.
you've healed him. Yep.
Thank God.
So he does not take the 14 points.
Oh.
You're good.
So we
Lot going on.
How dare you, Matt? All these auras.
Come on, would you scroll up? What are you doing? Okay, so he doesn't take the 14 points.
Yep. So he's
Feel
at
that?
15.
Okay.
Should have stopped that. Spirit Guardians is down.
Right. Spirit Guardians is definitely down. He's going to cast Aura of Vitality at his 3rd level spell.
Okay. Oh boy.
And as a bonus action,
How big is that aura?
Aura of Vitality, baby, is 30 feet?
Okay.
30-foot radius. Yep. So, the aura moves with him, blah, blah, blah. As a bonus action, you can cause one creature in the aura to regain 2 to 6 hit points. Yeah, he's still pretty bad. He's gonna
Alright.
regain 2d6.
Okay. Ooh, this was an intense one, guys.
I don't know you're all
So
warm.
that tidal wave, I
Me.
almost greater
Alright.
restoration.
That's
And then
4.
healed.
Yay, great.
Very, very well done. Very nice.
It would have been more effective to take a potion, but oh well. Here we are.
Is that Francis's turn? Is he going to move up to the Deathlocks?
He's going to move over just outside of the moonbeam.
Are you moving him?
Yeah, just 1 over, I think. There you go. And, yeah. I think that's it.
So Theodosia's dead. Sevelius.
I
I like doing initiative this way.
will, as my bonus action, drink one of my healing potions.
Roll 2d4 plus 2 if it's a regular.
It is. 1, 2,
Drink one of my healing
4,
potions. Drink one of my healing
5,
potions.
6.
You people and your fixation on healing, being healed.
And then I will move up next to Francis and ready my action to attack the next one that comes close to me
Alrighty.
with booming blade.
Alrighty. Gilly, you're still incapacitated.
Really?
Yep.
Oh wow! Oh no!
Yeah.
Shit!
Yep, you are.
Well, at least I'm not taking cloud kill damage anymore. Alright.
Bright sides are looking up.
Do I need to make a roll to maintain concentration, or do I just
No,
maintain
you're
it?
fine.
Okay, well.
I generally ignore anything other than damage, generally.
And I don't get to make a save, so there it is. That's everything.
Have fun over there.
This is life now.
At least I have Francis to play.
So he's just gonna
Nearly
actually, this is not a
died.
spell. He's going to throw a grave bolt at Francis.
Oh!
Actually, haha, Francis and Sevelius.
Oh
Oh, no.
24 to hit Francis.
Yeah, definitely.
13 to hit Sevelius.
Miss.
Yeah. Francis is going to take 18 points of necrotic damage.
Anything else?
Must make a strength saving throw.
Oh no, come on.
So it just throws out too. I sicked one of these on my level 4 niece and nephew who are like 11 and 12.
No. Did,
13.
And they died.
No, they survived.
did CPS get called because of the child abuse?
13.
13. He is restrained for a minute.
Great.
Can repeat the saving throw at the end of his turn.
Great.
So he wraps
Okay.
around him.
Make a Constitution saving throw for the. Okay, yep. So he's gonna maintain concentration at least.
Justice.
I'm going to. They are too far away. Is there anything shadowy within the room?
The whole area is dim light.
I'm going to teleport 60 feet.
Oh, Francis's blade, actually.
Yeah.
God, the
I
fucking
see
wars.
how big it is. Is there casting shadows or anything on any of the?
Sure.
furniture? Yeah, I'm just teleporting so I'm in range to toss my daggers.
Perfect,
into
you can do
account.
that.
So I just put just emerging from a shadow,
Yeah, there you go.
and then I'm going to toss my dagger at the
Mastermind?
mastermind thing.
Gaston.
Gaston.
The mastermind, the leader,
Uh,
if you will say.
That is a 19 on the first attack.
Huh?
No one throws both like Gaston. No
Correct.
one casts like Gaston. What was the total? 19?
19.
That'll hit.
Can somebody shake Gilly awake for God's sake?
9. That's 13 points of damage on the first one.
This is bad.
I don't understand
Right.
what's happening to Gilly, so I wouldn't know to do it.
13, okay, you're good.
And that's only a 14 on the second attack. Because I understand if I go into the moon, I'm getting hurt.
14?
Right. Yeah.
14 hits.
Woo!
Bag of Bones doesn't actually have mage armor on because it doesn't want to use the 5th level spell slot for it.
That's nice. 15 points of damage
I didn't design the monster.
on the second attack.
I don't design my monsters to be incompetent.
Optimum.
Alright, that your turn? So the dagger whips out. Sparks fly. This skeleton is not resistant to lightning.
And then I'm going to... Yep. That's it.
It's the baby Deathlock's turn.
Oh.
It's just a little baby.
Hopefully I killed more than one of these things with
So-
that fireball.
At the start of its turn, yeah. And then the Deathlock actually needs, the Mastermind needs to make it too. They both succeed. 20,
Okay, so-
19, yeah.
15 halved is
Yeah, 7 radiant.
7 radiant. Yep,
You're still dealing out damage even though you
correct.
can't do anything
Yep,
else.
at least I've got that.
Quite a bit, actually.
At least I've
She's
got
just
that.
like drooling in the corner, doing more damage.
Yeah, I don't. Incapacitate doesn't affect concentration, so.
That's wonderful.
That's amazing. That's great. I'm so glad.
Regular
that was
little
the first thing I
baby
did.
Deathlock. Just gonna walk forward. 5, 10. Just gonna step here.
Booming blade.
Sure, go ahead.
That will be a 19 to hit.
Hit. This is gonna be funny if it gets destroyed. Oh, it might. It might.
Yeah, fuck him up. Fuck him up. Fuck him up.
Fuck him up. Do you need to know damage type?
Yeah.
Okay. 4 fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
So good.
10 piercing.
So you can see these. Yeah, I got you. You can see these tentacles. This shadowy magical tentacle, as it begins to cast a spell, erupt from its body. It's gonna hit the 3 of you, and then Sylvia's just boop.
7 more thunder with
Nice.
Because it's
It shatters into pieces. 5, 10.
Very nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
This is using more resources than we thought it was going to.
Yeah.
Not for Gilly.
Just slapping her
How to
around.
conserve your spell slots.
Incapacitated.
Actually,
That was the the baby Deathlock's turn.
Yep, it's gone now.
Justice, you went before that.
I did.
Selena.
Is it a whole action to stick a hand out and like?
It specifically says in the ability it's a whole action
Damn.
to shake them awake.
Never
Okay.
mind. Do what you gotta do, girl.
It's a whole ass action.
Whole ass.
Kill the thing.
And this is the only thing that's come through the door. It doesn't look like there's anything else
14
in
more.
the door.
So far.
Christ. Eldritch Blast.
Alrighty, roll 2 attacks. The Mastermind has used a Grave Bolt. She's used a 5th level Witch Bolt.
Okay, so the lower of the 2 is a 9.
Alright.
The
Miss.
higher of the 2 is a 26.
Hit.
There you go.
One of them had to work. Then a d10 of force damage.
Fuck him up.
6.
6 points of force damage. The beam breaks into the creature's form, but it's still standing.
Okay. Then. Yeah. Gonna stand here. Oh my god.
Fun.
This is insanity.
I mean, this is you playing on autopilot. You're doing damage. You're not getting hit. You're just like over there in the corner, passively hurting everyone.
What is this?
An initiative count 18.
14 more. Oh no.
Hey,
The statues come to life.
good grief.
Oh my god.
An undead beholder emerges from behind you
We're
guys.
so fucked.
And that is where we will call it for tonight's session.
Oh no!
Matt? Why? Why? This
You're a terrible person.
Correct.
this is unnecessary. This is cruel.
Well, we can't take down the tower and this guy on the same night.
You think? Alrighty.
Hey, you know what? You know what I've heard about beholders? Their vision is based on movement. Gil, you're gonna be fine. You're
Their
gonna be
vision
fine.
with their million eyes.
It's based on movement. They
They're
were
all simultaneously based on movement.
Guys?
So, that's a thing that's happening
Rude.
in a place that exists in the world, and those are all recorded, and we're good.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
I'll just keep this initiative count here.
You know what's nice to know? I mean, what episode number is this?
32.
32.
32.
So yeah, when we get to 33 and this campaign ends,
We'll be like Jesus. It'll be great.
yeah.
Oh, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Dwarves and Crickets. Thank you for the. If you are enjoying tonight's stream, please throw us a follow. Remember our friends at Amapler. Subscribe, share, and tell your friends. We tweet stuff out. Retweet us. That'll help a lot. If you enjoy the show, tell people.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter as Dice Prairie, but also follow us individually.
Because
We're
we're
fun.
really cute.
Her Instagram is lit
And
too.
we'll need
That's the meme.
suggestions and help in creating our new characters for episode 34. So
Tell us what kind of paladins
Can we solve it? All the paladins that start in dress.
Nope.
So
You can all
we
be level
have
1.
a Discord. Come talk to us
Yes.
about things that are ridiculous. 'cause-
You guys can all be
Reflect on
level
this
1
insanity.
commoners.
Sweet.
I don't think it's that insane. This is a pretty mild encounter.
Yeah.
Anyway, we will see you next week in the very wonderful world of Edda. Bye.